There we go. Hello, welcome sketchbook heroes and sketchbook warriors. We're here at a challenging drawings here. We've got some drawings we're drawing tonight. We've got from the simple to the more complex from student work that just they posted. That's great. And then we're starting off simple, probably with this flower. Yeah, actually we already rose on this. We got this this is lizard, chameleon, and we've got a plane. We've got this dice, this character really interesting, and then we got this character a little more challenging. So you can see it gets more challenging as it goes on. Probably won't draw these. We'll talk about these drawings, which is really interesting. This is LS Lowry. His work was posted and in R, and then there was a request for this, so we'll definitely be doing this. This one's a little more geometric. We'll have to bring out a ruler, so if you have a ruler or straight edge, we'll do these a little more challenging. We've got these pairs, a pair of pairs that have been on our has been on our radar for a couple of weeks, so we'll definitely get to that. This flower, and then we've got this. This is actually a Lichtenstein, Roy Lichtenstein, which I seen his work yesterday at the Broad. I was at the Broad yesterday, and this one's really interesting with the blocks. They're really neat. I like it. I really do like this work. And I was talking about how the work moves me, but I like this work, but it doesn't, like, I mean, I know it's a heart, and we've got February coming up, but like this work, you know, this is a landscape. I mean, it's nice, it's pretty, but yeah. And then we got a tree, and then we had these from last time, so we have some new ones. Let's see what the new ones are. Oh, wild. Pretty wild. Oh, that eye. Ooh, see, now here's we're telling story. Here we're telling story. Now this is interesting. This one's really interesting, and it's more than just practicing an eye drawing. There we've got a person in there. So all right, we'll see how it goes. Ooh, oh, we got something from the Flintstones there, and another one, Flintstones. Oh, this one I like. This character, I like this character, but it really should be stuff that you like. You know, whether I like it or don't, it's irrelevant. And then we posted a whole bunch more. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it's a lot to choose from. A lot to choose from. Yeah, whether I like it or not, it's irrelevant. You should, because I've gotten to the point where I can draw stuff that I don't like. You got to find stuff that you like. It helps you kind of like, it gives you a purpose, or you're like, wow, I really like this. This is the way I want to draw, and that's it. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to be drawing this flower first. Really simple. We've got some simple shapes here. We've got our circle, of course, and then I'm going to break it apart. Again, if stuff's too hard, ask questions or redo stuff. If something's really, you know, there's going to be, you're going to reach a struggle, right? You're going to, and that's it's a good thing. Don't shy from it. It feels uncomfortable, but you know, that struggle, and that is where it's at, because everybody's at a different level. You know, and people give up. And that's why people say, oh, I don't like math. But yeah, because math is challenging. Drawing can be challenging. And I hear it all the time. I hear, I can't draw a straight line. I can't draw a stick figure. But there's our circle, and everything kind of fits in that. And you can see all this other stuff that's around it, and how it relates to it. Let me see. Actually, we can actually go here. You can see that half circle. Like I would say it's probably a half circle down. So if I bring this down all the way, and then click on it again, yeah, you can see it's a little bit more than half a circle down here. See, this is the same circle that I had up there, and here's a half circle. So it's a little bit, slightly more than a half circle below. And it's good to see these proportions. That's proportions when you have one shape and compare it to another shape. And we make these comparisons. And then we, let's see the direction of these leaves. I'm sorry, I'm kind of moving my head a little bit today because I have a camera in front of my screen. So here's an angle of this, the angle of this leaf, and the angle for this leaf. It's good to see these angles, and even imagine, use your imagination to kind of come out a little bit longer or further out. It kind of helps if you use your imagination with your drawing. Even here, the stem is at an angle, and that way it comes at that angle, and then it comes down at that angle, and then it curves. It's better to see the that. All right, let's do this. Let's see, anything else in the chat? No, I think we can stop sharing, and then let's jump into this flower. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, we got to set up this camera. I don't know. We got to figure out a better way of doing this, but let me see. We're going to spotlight this one, and we're going to spotlight my camera as well. Add spotlight. So we have 2 spotlights, and we'll draw this side by side. I think I can, let's see, move this. Ooh, what happened to it? Where'd it go? Oh, all right. Well, let's go back here, I guess. Oh, all right. Where did it go? There we go. That one's next. We're doing the chameleon. Copy image address. Yeah, this is a little cumbersome. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to figure this problem out. Copy image address. Go up here. Paste it in there. And that is Midjourney. Midjourney. We typed in Dolly surfing. All right, here we go. That looks all right. There we go. Let me see if we can move it over. It's too big. Make it a little smaller. There we go. All right, let's draw this. All right, here you have your paper. As far as materials, it doesn't matter what you use when you're first starting. You know, it really doesn't matter when you're. Just what's important is using anything, becoming familiar with whatever you're using, and then you can switch. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start with sketching out a circle, and sketch it. I usually sketch out light, but so you can see it, I sketch a little darker. But that's where my flower is going to go, and we know it's half the size. So if we let's draw the axis lines. You don't always have to, but when you're beginning, it's good to see these and draw them, and there'll come a point where you don't have to. And I get this measurement, half a circle, and bring that down. And I know that that's where those flowers are going to be a little bit further than half. It's going to be down here, right? And we've got our circle. Ooh, I didn't really see how big the circle was compared to the outside. I could have done that. So I know it's not half. Here I can see this side. I can break it in half, which is probably closer to that. It's probably a little bit less than half, I would say, just slightly less than half. The inside. There's a name for that, where the petals are. I know there's stamens and there's all kinds of science names, but this whole button, I can't remember what it's called, and my Google's down, so I wouldn't be able to ask what this is. So we're drawing this egg, like the yolk. So you got this circle, and you got to see the relationship, right? A circle has the same height, same width, so that's really pretty straightforward when you're drawing shapes. And then you've got the center and how big it is compared to the outside. And I think it's a little too big. I'm going to still make it a little bit smaller. I can go in here and make it a little bit smaller as I go in here, slightly smaller. And if it's not perfect, that's okay, but it's something you should be aware of. And this is proportions, especially when you start getting into faces and other stuff, how big something is compared to something else. We can also make the outside flowers bigger if we really wanted to, you know. Here it doesn't matter as much, but you should be aware of proportions. So there's that. We're going to break this apart. We've got our 4 leaves, which we have one at each axis line. So each axis line has a leaf. We're going to start with the top one. There's a little bit of a taper to it, a taper turn or taper curl, but it's kind of like an oval here. And then at the tip, it curves. So we have our oval here, and then at the tip, it kind of there's a little bit of a twist, a slight twist as that kind of goes, and it's attached as well. So it's attached to our center circle. It's attached. How much? Yeah, I would say about right there, because there is a bit of a gap. So there's our first petal. Right there, there's one. Let's do the bottom petal, back petal. So I can see that kind of the shape, the form that's going to go there, where it's going to kind of start and stop, kind of be right there, and then kind of curves more on this side, and then it also kind of pushes in on this side and then goes around. Again, if this is too easy for you, draw other stuff while this is drawing, or you know, make it your own, or draw several. You got to find your challenge. What is your challenge? That's what makes you a warrior. You know, and they say, and even a hero, and Tony Robbins said this. He said, the size of your villain or challenge determines the strength of your hero. You know, you can see how strong your hero is by the size of his villain, right? The challenge that he takes on. So, you know, or, you know, and a warrior too, right? So, all right, so here we go. We're starting off simple. All right, let's do the petals on the side. These are almost symmetrical. Actually, we can do this one symmetrical. They do twist a little bit, but I'm going to do this in symmetrical so you can see what the difference is. It's just kind of like, and it's boring. Symmetrical is boring, but you should do one symmetrical so you can see, you know, get that feel of what it is. It's just really a triangle and a circle together. Right, and each one of these, like this one's pushed in a little bit, this one's pushed in a little bit on this side. Notice that. All right, let's get the other side. And this one's also kind of flat. It's not as rounded. Actually, this one seems a little straighter for some reason. I'll straighten it out too. I like them that form though, but this one for some reason looks a little straighter. There we go. There's our other petal. The spacing probably could be closed a little bit more. I mean, it could be closed a little bit more if we want to get a little more accurate. But, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so then we got the ones in between. There's 4 in between these, and this helps because now you have your axis lines. You can actually do a cross axis because it is a radial. Symmetrically radial symmetry. All right, let's get this other one in here. And if I'm going too slow, draw several. Do a whole patch of flowers. And if you're just doing one, that's fine. Wherever you're at is your challenge. Wherever you're at. Wherever you're at. Sometimes you want to take it easy. Sometimes you want to take on a challenge. Really have to kind of self-regulate. If something's too hard, like, okay, let's scale it back. But you don't want to leave the arena. Don't leave the arena. Sometimes things get hard. Sometimes life gets hard, but you got to just keep at it. Even if you one day you don't do as much as you do another day, you just got to keep at it. You know, sometimes I've been there. Been knocked down. Yep. I've been knocked down, and you know, the thing is not to stay down. All right, here we go. You got to get up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again. All right, here we go. So you can see all these, all of them have a twist. Actually, ooh, they all kind of have a twist. I think one of them kind of doesn't, but all the ones in between these now have a twist. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna, again, it's kind of like you got to see the structure of it. It's really just like this circle or oval shape, and then it's got a triangle on it, and then one side is pushed and twisted and then attached, almost like a tapered tail. Just slightly. I think I exaggerated that one and made it too pointy. Let's take off some of that point. And then just do that to all the other ones. This one's pointing the other way. I'm kind of trying to draw it somewhat what I see. It's good to observe and try to draw what you see. This one also points, this one points up slightly. See if you can see which direction those petals are pointing and how they twist. And really observe. You're observing, you're making observations, you're recording what you see, right? You're making judgments, you know, not to be so judgmental. There's a judging, but this is you know, judging, recording. It might not be accurate, but that's where practice comes in. So judging kind of goes along the lines of criticism, and criticism can kill creativity. So don't let that happen. It's like, oh, it's not right. That's okay. Be forgiving. It's an important skill, learning to forgive. Forgive yourself, forgive, you know, it's not perfect. It's okay. It's just practice. That's why we practice. Lawyers practice, doctors practice, they have their practice. Artists practice. This one's pretty symmetrical. This one right here looks pretty symmetrical. This one looks like it's straight up. There we go. There we go. There's our sunflower or daisy or whatever it is. I don't know. We've got some, okay. Thought we had some new chat stuff, but no new chat. I don't know. We have a new format here. We have 2 pictures going. That's great. Oh, I can take a look at it side by side, up and down. Oh yeah, I can totally see it now. I look at the top, I look down, I look up, and I look down. I know my center is bigger than the original. I changed the proportions, and I knew that. I felt it, but it's okay. Sometimes you just gotta say okay, and just let it go. My proportions. This makes it mine. This makes it not totally a copy. All right, so I'm doing it both angles. I've got the angle that's kind of going straight for the stem, and then I've got that angle. What's really important here is trying to get this angle, trying to see this angle. Angles become more important in other drawings, but really have to learn to see the angles and draw what you see. We call it wrap, ratios, which is the height to the width. Then we have angles, then we have proportions, and then we have practice. Lessons. We're just practicing here, but those lessons will be coming. I'm hoping soon. Soon. All right, and I can see how this leaf, not a petal, similar to a petal, is coming up in this angle here, and it'll fit right in here, fit in this space. But I'm getting this. I'm starting off here, and then I'm seeing how it fits. And this is a pretty symmetrical. There's a little twist. I think it's twists to the left, but the top. There's that one, and then we've got this one on this side. This one's up a little higher, up here. Noticing the relationship of the two, making observations, recording what we see, and then over here it comes out on this side, right in there. And I'm scribbling it, but I am getting that angle. Yeah, and then I just slowly build it up like a piece of clay. But you notice I'm not erasing. I'm just drawing it light. And then I kind of see where it's going. And I see, okay, that's good right in there, scribbled in. And then I can go in there with a nice, strong line, a nice, strong, line in there. Here we go. All right, let's get these leaves in here. We're almost done. Hope you're having fun. There's a little twist. Bam. And you can color it, you can paint it, you can, or just sketch a bunch. And then do it from memory. That's a good challenge. Trying to draw these from memory. Now this one definitely has a twist. There's a little bit of a twist on this one, a little bit of a tapered tail. Patent pending. Copyrighted. Oh, look at the distance. I'm noticing the placement in the distance. This one looks good. This one actually probably a little longer, just to be finicky. A little longer to be a little more accurate. All right, in there. Let me look up and down. I'm looking at, I might be looking at the wrong screens. That's all good. It's all good. Let's clean that up though. Oh, my first time I use the eraser. Count how many times I use my eraser. All right, and I can go in there and outline it, make it darker. All right, thank you for joining us. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. We've got our next drawing. Let's go to our next one. Then there we go. Oh, the next one. I think, what is it? Is it the airplane? Let's take a look. The next drawing is, oh, this one's cute. This one's good. All right, very simple shapes, almost a square, rounded square. And this looks like a, let's throw a square in there. Oh, let me share my screen. Let's stop this. Spotlight, here we go, share my screen. There we go. Let's see how square this thing is. All right, welcome tonight. Thank you for joining us here, battling these drawings. Sometimes it's a battle, sometimes it's an easy win. But if it's an easy win all the time, ooh, look at that. I think it is pretty close to a square. Look at that. Bam, let's bring this down, purple. Look at that, square. And it's just rounded. Maybe it pushes out this side a little bit. Yeah, it does push out on this side a little bit as far as a curve. If I were to put a circle in there, you'll be able to see it. And it's like pulled out this way. It's like a circle's on this side, and then on this side it goes straighter. All right, and just noticing that. Then I can notice this. You see, there we go. Look at that. Same size. The head, the body, same size. We're making these comparisons. And then even the tail in here is about the size of the head in there, that tail. So we got it into thirds, 1, 2, 3. And then even this is about that same unit. So we got 3. So if you were to draw 3 squares, 1, 2, 3, you'd be able to see that. And then another square beneath. Actually, there's a little bit of overlap. Doesn't go straight there. Even this, that's interesting. That kind of brings a unity to this whole piece, having things about the same size. And this will be a focal point. What you focus on is reality. That's what they say. Focus, focus. And in art, that's what we do. We focus. All right, I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. I think we can just go ahead and start. Stop sharing. There we go. There it is. I think we can zoom in a little more. Let me try to zoom in. Zoom, zoom. I don't like it here. See, right click, copy image address. Go back over here. Bam. Oh, I didn't put it in the chat. Well, these aren't that complicated, but I'll put this one in the chat. Let's see. Here we go. 20 people. Oh, we lost one person. Did we? Or we gained somebody? I'm not sure. But we're there. Everyone in the meeting. All right, here we go. Paste. Yeah, I think once we get our lessons going, we might even stop doing some of these simple ones. Yeah, we might. I'm thinking about it. Maybe sometime in June. By June, when I have my lessons up, we might stop doing the beginning ones. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. We'll play by ear. All right, here we go. Let's start. Start. That spotlight. There we go. All right, let's go to our next one. We've got, all right, 710 here in Southern California. 710. All right, so we've got like 3 or 4 squares. Oh, yeah, let's move that out of the way. All right. We have the person who posted their work. Awesome. Thank you so much. We were giving you compliments for posting your work. It's awesome. Yeah, feel free to post your work. Here we go. So I got at least, we can start off with at least 2 squares, actually 3 squares. Let's see, because we have the body, we have the head. I can play with these squares. And then we've got the tongue, which is another square right about there. That's good. Got our 3 squares. Boom, sketching it out. So we got the head, the body, and then the tail, which comes in a little bit. And it's also kind of square. I don't know, maybe I think it goes down a little bit more, but it should be right about there. So we have these 3 squares there, this square here, and then we got our sun over here too. Put it in a square now. It'll be right there. All right. Funny thing is I was at gosh, I was all over the place. So I was at the Google yesterday as well in Venice. And interesting thing, as I was coming back yesterday, I saw this helicopter over the freeway. And yeah, it was, then I saw these police, and then I saw these big trailers. They were like, they were bigger than, they were like those buses, those fancy buses. And yeah, it was Kamala Harris. Kamala. I'm having trouble with her name.
Kamala? She prefers to be addressed formally as Vice President Harris.
Vice President Harris. There you go. Yeah, she was coming the other way on the freeway. Interesting. Yeah, because she had visited Monterey Park because of the shooting. Yeah, she was there. Interesting. All right, so we have our center square. Kamala Harris, Miss VP. All right, so we have our square. We're going to round it out. Again, it's almost like having a circle, but the circle kind of almost starts off a little bit. So the center of our circle would probably be here, and then it comes down to that point. So we're going to bring it in and then down. It's almost rounding that out. Ooh, rounding that out. There's the head. All right, these shapes. These are simple shapes. These are pretty simple shapes. They do get more complex, but you got to see how they're how they're made, how they're put together. And you can see the half, if I were to put that axis line in there, the eye rests on that half piece. So here's the halfway point, that axis line. And right on top of that is that eye, another circle that kind of fits in that space, right? About that big. That's what it looks like right in there. Let's get it round. All right. Really nice chameleon. There we go. Drawn with basic shapes. Now this pupil is off center. So if we find the center, I mean, I'm not going to draw that well, the axis lines here. And it's in the top half, but it has a highlight, but it's on the left side slightly. It's slightly to the left. Slightly to the left with a highlight in it. So I'm going to slowly just close that up. So I just have a highlight. I usually don't do details. I usually save my details to last, but I'm working from space to space. I already know how it's all going to fit. There's my my head. All right, there we go. Now we're ahead of the game. All right, let's do the body. The body's going to come out to here. And then we just curve that. The body's just curved. Really nice and colorful drawing. But that's just the icing on the cake. We don't worry about the icing when you're sketching. You just sketch. You got to know why you're sketching. If it's just to practice, then you just practice. If it's to do the finished drawings, if that's all you just aim for. It's like trying to make a basket in one, you know, but you don't. Or it's trying to hit a home run. You know, you've got to really just takes time and effort and all that stuff, and it's too stressful to try to do perfect drawings all the time. It really is. It really is. So I know that I don't know if that person is here. I know one person has been sharing their work and trying for that. No, she's not here tonight. I'll have to repeat myself. She was here on Tuesday. All right, here we go with the let's go with the feet. They're little oval shapes, and there's a slight angle to them. This one has, if I were to see the angle, kind of see it kind of going that way, slightly oval. There's one there, and then another one over here. Now, this one looks a little bigger if I'm comparing contrast, but it's all right. Let me put it right there. Bam. And then it's let's put this tail in now. The tail. All right, the tail is just a circle. I mean, it's just a circle that's going to be in here somewhere. It's kind of like right there. And then this attaches itself to that circle. And if like in here, I can sketch it in lightly until you get it right. Yeah, right in there. Sketch it lightly. Sketch it in lightly. Your drawing, sketch them in lightly. Bring it around, make it fit. And once you like it, sketch it light and say, okay, a little bit thicker there, a little. There it is. Now I can, yeah, I like it. Now I can go dark with it. And it's, well, there you go, see, dark. Line all the way around. As if I know what I'm doing. But it's already there. Look at, I'm just tracing what's there, see? And it's just like tracing. There we go, see? There we go. Tracing is okay. It really is. It depends on what you're trying to do. What are you aiming for? Tracing is okay, using grids, using, you know, whatever it takes. What's important is what is it you're trying to do. All right, so there's a lot of straight lines. I would probably curve them to make them a little more, make it a little more form wise, but you can keep it straight. I'm doing them curvy. And you can see it adds another dimension to it. So it's not so flat. So I added a little bit of a curve to them. So I am changing it, making it my own. A little bit of a curve. We're going to call this the camel. I can't say it. Kamala chameleon. Kamala. You know what? That just goes to show I don't have practice saying that name. All right, and then these are pretty straight. I'll keep them straight. Kind of trying to get them to fit right. I think that one is off. Camel. There we go. There it is. It's off. All right, looking good, looking good. Oh, the tongue. The tongue, here's a circle. I can do that circle. I know it's going to be in that square, that box, about that big compared to everything else. Right about in there. And it just spirals in. But I don't think chameleons have tongues like that, or do they? I don't know. They're more like a gecko, or do geckos? I don't know. It is what it is. It can be whatever you want it to be. The only limitation is your imagination. Just like Midjourney. Midjourney, yeah, the only limitation is your imagination. And then it ends kind of like that. There we go. Somebody's probably saying, oh, this is too basic. Yeah, it might be, but it's good that what's important are the concepts, the process, because then you can start doing the harder drawings. And if we're doing
Well, the class does say beginning to intermediate, and you do sometimes have children watching.
yes, I do. I have had, yeah, come and go. But I get too technical. We need to, I don't know, we might, well, we'll see. We'll see as we progress. All right, we have one leaf right in here. I'm sketching it in, and then another leaf, a bigger leaf on this side, kind of in that direction. I'm just scribbling it in, kind of seeing where it kind of goes. If I like it there, I can move it. I can adjust it just by scribbling it. And then I get it in there. Oh, this one has a nice little curve to it, a little S curve. The stem does right in there. See that little, like an S curve. It goes in and then out. And then the whole leaf itself is kind of symmetrical, but that S curve in the middle kind of gives it really a feel, interesting feel to it. That's our ghetto bird out there again tonight. What's going on? Surprised we're not getting an app call. See, I like that. I like that people respond and you talk, and I'm not here alone. You can even tell me, let's speed it up, let's slow it down, put it in the chat. Let me see. Ooh, thank you so much for the, oh yeah, you're welcome. Checked online to find out how to say her name. It's pronounced Kamala, 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 Kamala.
I bet that Siri thing or Alexa thing you have would tell you.
Yeah, she would, but she's not connected. I changed my Wi-Fi, which is working fine. This is a different Wi-Fi. I changed my Wi-Fi.
I went online. There's a very cute little video that tells you that she wants a Kamala. Comma, like the word comma.
Kama.
Kamala.
Kamala. Oh, there you go. Kamala. That's thank you so much. And now you just got to practice it. Kamala. And that made a connection too. So, ooh, that's a way to learn stuff, make connections. Kamala. All right, there's one above, one below, just like the flower we just did. You see the axis lines? It's right there. And then, oh, but here it's broken down into two. So we have the vertical, the horizontal, and then we have two in between, two little radiants on the sun if you want to try to get the sun in there. And this is good practice just for eye spacing, trying to get your spacing and then seeing how things fit. Just sketch it in and then make the little rectangles. There we go. See? Oh, and it all fit. It all fit right in there. I don't know if I should zoom in. There we go. Yeah, you can see it. You can see what I'm talking about. And zoom in. Man. Whoa. All right. Oh, you can use a marker. See, yeah, you can use a marker if you wanted to. But again, you know, not to worry so much about making it perfect all the time. We can actually even trace a coin here if you wanted to. Here, get these into little squares, rectangles, the angles as they radiate from the center of the circle here. Oops. I should have done the length of them to get a little more accurate, but I'm just eyeballing it. It's all good. you'll know when it's you know, has to be exact. Like, oh, it's a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure, which is good. But you gotta learn to regulate that. Learn to regulate that. So if you can get too much pressure, too much stress, you don't like, oh, I used to like to draw. You don't want to get to that point. Or if you do, learn to handle it. Actually, learn to kind of like, okay, I'm going to give it a break and I'm going to go back at it, or cleanse the palette. Do something simple like this. I'm like, see, I can do it. Because yeah, it'll knock your confidence. It will. It'll knock your confidence, and you don't want, you know, you need to learn how to actually come back from that and build your confidence. Okay, and know where your level's at. It's like, okay, I had struggle. I struggled with that. I'm gonna go back here for a bit, and then I'm gonna try another one like that one. That's why all these drawings are kind of like, okay, we're going from simple to complex. So like the drawings we do on Tuesdays, those are really challenging. Those are like, whoa. And yeah. And if you're struggling there, that's okay. That's where you're at. You know, it is about the struggle. All right, that's it. You can color it, you can do whatever you'd like. We're done. Next. I can keep going, but all right, let's see. Kamala. Comma, chameleon. Here we go. All right, 21 again. 21 again. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, feel free to throw stuff in the chat. Let me share my screen. Let's go to our next drawing. Here we go. Bam. I don't know how that looks. Next drawing. And next one. Let's see. Oh, the plane. I think we're going to do the plane. I'll do the plane pretty quick. It'll be pretty plain. Then we got some, I think we're going to do these pretty quick too. This is really interesting as far as the angles. I should probably talk about that one. Oh, and then this one definitely gets more challenging. Yes. And then even more challenging with our
Oh, I seen that show.
yeah,
Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel. Yeah. He's a little spy guy. And then, yeah, here we go. There we go. All right, let's do this. Let's do these pretty quick. I'm going to do the plane pretty quick. All right, keep it plain and simple. And then the dice. All right, cool. Let's, yeah, we definitely have to talk about the angles on the dice. All right, let's just do it. Let's do this. Oh, let me put it in the chat as well. Copy image address. I'll put that in the chat to everybody. Bam. All right. All right. Oh, I love it when we work together. I really do. All right, here we go. Let's do this plane. Keep it plain. The height, yeah, this one's good. I'm going to do it pretty quick. So we're going to go faster. I'm noticing the height and the width to it, and kind of just getting that overall shape, that oval shape of that plane. It does go from thin, like a cigar, and then it goes a little bit thicker, and then then there's a little bit of a bump on the front. I'm noticing the height to the width. I didn't measure it. I could have measured it, but I'm just eyeballing it right now. This is why ratios are really important, to have that practice. I didn't do it, so I skipped it. But it does kind of, I feel, oh, let me see. Let's zoom in. See, I can get it a little closer to now. It's too big. Let's zoom out. Move my camera back a little bit. I'm trying to get it to be the same as the picture I have above it or next to it. I don't know how it is not showing up on your. See, now I can do a side-by-side comparison, and that's the best way to do it. See, a side-by-side comparison, really close. Actually, that looks pretty good. It does come down, and then there's a little bit of a bump right here. So it is two shapes. You can see the bump. There's a little bit of a bump at the tip of that nose of the plane. A little bit of a bump. Do the bump to bump. Humpty hump. All right, cool. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. I will never look at share the same way. Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing. No, that's somebody. Wow. Somebody working at a hospital. Now the news is out. No, it's not out yet. I know a nurse, and Cher was at the hospital. But that's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I know. All right, here we go. All right, so that's pretty good. The body of the plane. I always had trouble with the wings, but now that I understand angles and stuff like that, this makes it a lot easier. But let's just sketch everything in. I know that there's the windshield's right about there. This is right about there. Then we've got 4 windows that kind of get smaller as they gets further back. So we can do the top and the bottom line of where those circles are going to go, and that helps line them up because they are lined up, right? And if you have these guidelines, just really quickly throw them in, boom, boom, there you go. And you can kind of see the half of that, right? So you know 2 are going to go on one side and 2 are going to go on the other side. Find the center, there it is. More or less, probably a little bit less because over here the circles are bigger. The circles are bigger, so we'll start on this side. See my spacing between there. That looks right about right. The spacing between. One there, and if I need to change them, I can change them. Just sketch them in. 1, 2, 3. Watch my spacing. The spacing on this is going to be really important to try to see the spacing between these windows. And I'm sketching really light. I'm really sketching light. And then once I get it, then I'll sketch it darker. Right in here, here's that other. Yeah, see those bombers, they just leave. They don't come back. Especially when I block them out, knock them out. But yeah, you see, that's what's going to help. I'm going to probably have like passwords that will, you'll have to watch the lessons, and you'll be forced to watch the lessons. All right, that looks pretty good. I think I have more space. Well, the tail is going to go in here. So the tail of the plane, that angle of that shape, the angle of that plane, this angle. And if it's straight, it does close up right at there. And there, that overlapping right there. And this is pretty straight on this side. They're right about there. Right about there. All right, got that back wing. And then I can see how this kind of fits in there. It fits in here. You see the placement of this tail and how it fits in here, and this little space or shape that's right there that it makes, this negative space. That's really important to try to get. There we go. Didn't talk about that. Yeah, this one's a little more advanced. And then we got the fin up here, this tail coming up. Watch this angle, that angle, and then over here, about from here, right in there. This angle, as it tapers, it gets smaller, this shape. There's a little bit of a push right in here. It looks like there's, if you look carefully on this side, there's a little bit of a push as it comes back up. And then around. Bam. Yeah, I think all drawing is fun. I think all drawing, I mean, when you'll see some that's, oh, that's hard. Oh, I'm going to try it, see, and then see what happens, just try it. Take on challenges, take on those villains. And you'll say, that's easy. And then you start looking for other challenges. I'm like, okay. All right.
Don't say that. I've got a really good challenge I could give to you.
Oh, really? Well, for me, but I don't want to over challenge everybody else. And you know what? Because we want to try to hit, that's the thing, try to hit the middle. And that's what teaching, kind of the problem is, it's trying to teach to the middle. And some people are slower, some people are faster, and you just don't want to leave people behind, and it doesn't matter where you're at. It's about that we're all kind of going in the same direction.
I could post really hard things, and your challenge would be to simplify them.
I know you had mentioned that before. Yeah, okay. And I don't know if you can put a comment like that. We can simplify. But really, I think we're definitely, as we understand on Tuesdays, trying to get that purpose. It's if that's the purpose, trying to take on challenges, trying to simplify. Okay, that's the purpose. But if we find something that like, oh wow, we're doing this for this reason, then And that's it. All right, now when I did this windshield, I did it while I was talking, and which is amazing because it's kind of like a hot dog with a little bit of a twist in it. Notice there's a little bit of a push, like I'm pushing it down here. So it's kind of a little bit of a curve as it curves down. And just do it without even while I'm talking, which is amazing. I think because I don't know, it's really interesting. Before I just trying to draw and was tough, and then drawing while talking, that's a whole other thing. Banter. Somebody called it banter. I called it what did I call it? I call it different things. My ramblings. I called it rambling. All right, so I just checked my windows. Here we go. I always like to get the window seat. And that's here we go. That's it. Now we got the wing. Let's see how it fits in here. See how big it is. Probably goes up to right about there. All drawings are puzzles, figuring them out, noticing the angles, noting the size, the proportions, and how it all fits. It tapers. Just see this is the width, and then it just comes in, tapers, and you've got ratios there. The angles. Look at that. Well, I'm looking at my other drawing here. I like them too. Life needs more fun and silly. Yeah, it does. Some people are too serious. Too serious. You're too cheerio. No, it's good to be cheery. Too serious, too serial, too, I don't know, too serious. Yeah, a day without a laugh is a day wasted. Yeah, a day without a laugh is a day wasted. Charlie Chaplin said that. It's good to keep on that light heart. There's overlapping. Notice the overlapping, how this artist creates space as it goes through space, that overlapping shape of that wing. And then we got that other wing coming up back up here, right about from here. And actually it should kind of line up. I'm gonna see it. I don't know. That's the whole thing. This is at this angle. I feel like I should need to bring it forward a little bit more. Well, this one doesn't actually, I can see it doesn't really line up. This one, which goes right about here in that window. And then back over here, right about there. Seeing where it starts, where it stops. Kind of getting it to come out up here at this angle. Notice the angle of this wing here as it comes out. Actually, let me bring this in a little bit. There we go. Trying to get it to line up a little bit more than the picture. Ready? All right, cool. And this wing looks like it's backwards. Yeah, because it kind of looks like it's going forward and then it curves this way. I think this wing is backwards. But it's all good. I'm drawing what I see. There we go. That's it. All right, we're done with the plane. That was pretty quick. Feel free to shade it, color it, darken it. Once you, there we go. All right, let's go to the next one. I like these fun little drawings, particularly when I'm tired. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. See, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. That's good to get that feedback. Yeah, and it's not, it's good. It's actually, you know, it's good practice. It's good, just simple stuff. All right, we've got our, oh, we're doing it side by side. Oh my gosh, that's actually pretty cool. All right, so we've got the dice there now. I was thinking like, oh, am I gonna have to go back and forth? Oh, but I can't do the, oh man, I can't do the, well, it's all good. I will just draw it. All right, so I mean, this is 2 circles. If I were to sketch it, I'd sketch this as 2 circles just to get them in, because I have the same height, same width, but just to get it the placement, and they're overlapping. There's overlapping, right? So you have 2 shapes. They're overlapping probably about that much. If I want to make this a little bigger, see, and I can play with it, the size and how it fits on my paper, just like that. Just kind of seeing where it's going to be, more or less the size, a little bit of planning, so you don't, you know. There it is. And how long did that take? Not that long. Just, you know, it's something really quick. planning. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. All right, here we go. So let's start off with the one that's closer to us, which has an angle to it. Now there's the point that's closest to us is right about there. Okay, so let me actually, if I want to break this into fourths, you don't have to do this, but I would say right above that center, right above it, right there is the point that's closest to us. And then I'm going to draw the structure because this is interesting. The artist knows the structure, which is, and then gets rid of parts of it. So this angle is really important. This angle here, that angle right about there. Let me see. How does it look? It looks like it's straight up and down on my paper. No, there's a slight angle. Right, that angle. Oh yeah, look at, I can look up and down. All right, I'm looking at 2 screens. Is it? Yeah, 2 screens. Usually looking at one. All right, here we go. And then we got this angle coming up. And then we've got this angle going up as well. And there's our why. Our why, our purpose. All right. Okay, I'm getting texts. It's all right. Well, probably take a little, I don't know, should we take a little break? Anyways. All right, so there's our 3 main angles. These are our 3 main angles. You can see the Y here. This point here is the closest to us. Everything else kind of goes back into space. All right, so let's get everything else in there. I'm gonna get this top up in here. When this angle here, looks like it does open up a little bit, but I'm gonna try to keep this parallel. This line and this line parallel. I'm doing the top. That line and this line parallel. Somebody said do the 2 squares. Yeah, but when you do the 2 squares, you can't get. It's a good practice and it's fun. It's a quick way to make cubes. But cubes move in space. These 2 cubes are in different directions. But here we go. Angles. Angles is huge on this drawing. Next level stuff. There's that. There's the top. Then let's get the sides. Coming down. Same, it echoes this angle here. So parallel with this angle, these 2. This way and this way are 2 side angles. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm glad. See, and especially, you know, I really want to listen to people who put the dedication, people who are here and if you like this, hey, we'll keep doing it. It's like, hey, let's do that. Let's do this. You guys help guide the boat, you know, help guide this thing. All right. Now, looking to see this side to make sure it's kind of square. Even though it's kind of tilted, it should kind of look square. If one side's longer, we don't want it to be a block. We want it to be a cube. A cube is specific. A square is specific. A rectangle is not specific because a rectangle can mean this or it can mean that, right? Those 2 are rectangles, but the ratios are different. The ratios on a square are exact, the same height, same width. That's the ratio. The ratios on a cube have the same height, same width, and same depth. So that's a cube. If not, it would be a block. Right. There we go. And this is challenging. This is challenging. It's simple, but it's challenging because it's form. It's 3-dimensional form. If your angles are not right, it's going to be, it's not going to be right. It's not going to look solid. If you need to make one side a little bit smaller, you can adjust. You need to make one a little bit longer, bigger. Feel free to adjust it, but work from the center out, you know, because I can actually make this bigger just by having these angles here, and I can just go, I can go bigger or I can go smaller. I can adjust. All right, we got our first cube in. Now we get our next cube. The next cube, the center, I can see it from this point to right about here. And that was where I want my center there, right about here. It looks like I'm looking at the relationship from here to here. This corner of that cube to this point right here. It's a little bit lower, and I can see how it fits there. Now these lines here, this is probably the easiest one from this point straight up. straight up. That one's, I think, vertical. That one looks pretty vertical, really close to vertical. That makes it easy. And then these other ones look like it's upside down Y, but it looks symmetrical. Symmetry, same on both sides, and it comes out to right about there. And I notice how it comes out to how it relates to this cube that we drew first. It comes out to right about there. So here's our Y. This point, upside down Y. This point closest to us. There it is. Bam. See, and it's a good practice to draw cubes. It really is a good practice to draw cubes. But here now we're drawing it for a purpose because we're drawing dice, right? But you want to just, look for cubes, practice drawing cubes. But here we've got one for a purpose because we're doing lucky dice. Lucky number 7. 7 comes 11. Making connections. All right, now we want to make this as big as the other one. See how it relates. I think it goes up a little bit higher. I'm looking at it and I see that it needs to go up a little bit higher above this point here. So it is slightly higher than this one. I'm looking at relationships, right? It doesn't stand alone because then one's going to be bigger, one's going to be smaller. You're going to lose proportions or lose scale. You don't want to do that. This one looks like it's a little bit higher. So there we go, that angle, and then that angle, this angle. I don't know if I'm going to open it up a little bit more. It should be 90 degrees here. 90 degrees. That's anything above 90 degrees is too hot for me. There's 90 degrees. Still the same. It's a measurement. Degrees. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to take this angle here, this L, and I'm going to bring that down as same. And I'm looking to see how it looks on that, how it fits, and see if I need to bring it up higher. Yeah, because it needs to end like almost in the middle of this. Okay, a little bit below the middle. So here's the middle of my other square. I can see that it's a little bit below the middle. So if I bring that up and see that actually probably is a little better, just to get the relationship, get the scale, the proportions. See, I just brought it up a little bit. Once you see an angle, once you see angles don't change. Angles don't change. It's really interesting as you draw and draw. And I actually noticed that as a kid. If you capture an angle, you can make things bigger or smaller, but the angles stay the same. It's really interesting. You need to actually observe it and feel it and kind of notice it. Right, there we go. So there's that angle there. Kept it the same. This is that same angle.
That sounds like a Bob Dylan song. What you just said.
It might be.
You can see it, you could feel it.
You can see it. You can.
Right?
Dice in the wind. All we are is dice in the wind. We're talking about Kansas on Tuesday. Hey, they're coming. Oh yeah, did I say that? Hey, no, I don't think I did. I think I bought tickets. I did buy tickets. Actually, I bought tickets to Kansas. We were talking about them. I think last class. Everything's starting to blur together. Interesting. All right. But yeah, they're coming to town. Kansas is touring. I saw them once. They were really good. I'm gonna see them again. All right, so I've got this here. Now the question is, how far do we go? What is, until it has to kind of feel right, because we can't actually, we got our angles right, but we got to get the ratios right. Got to get it to kind of like feel, actually it's a little bit on the rectangular side. So it's a little bit, things get distorted, but this line needs to go straight up and down. This one here, this one needs to go straight up and down. If you need to make it longer or shorter, see how I'm going from the center out and getting these. There we go. Bam. Yeah, I like how you call it a drawing with Eladio. We might even change the name of that. Drawing with Eladio. Eladio, what's that? Drawing with wrap. Wrap to draw. Ratios, angles, proportions. All right, so all right, I'm seeing how this goes. This actually would continue, but here, the bottom, this angle, I just changed. It needs to straighten out this way because we're going parallel with this line here. This line here is parallel. Check your parallel lines. Check them here before we move on. We have 2 sides already. And then now we're doing this third side, which is pretty wild. If you really think about it, yeah, it is wild. That's where cubism comes from. Cubism, whoa. Tries to draw more than, because on a cube, how many sides does a cube have? Anyone? Bueller? Everybody's 6, right? 6 sides, and they're numbered, right? You have the little dots. So yeah, 6 sides. And you can only see at the most 3 at a time. You can only see 3 sides. That's half. You can only see half. It's really interesting. Sometimes you can, and if it's facing straight at you, you only see 1 side. Sometimes you can just see 2 sides, and at the most you can see is 3 sides. You can't see 4 sides. And that's where Picasso is trying to go beyond, because there's a 4th side, there's 6 sides. 6 sides. All right, I feel like I need to make this bigger. I'm going just by what I feel. I'm bringing it down already. I can actually bring this down more as well. I can bring this cube down a little bit more. But then, you want to keep that cube feel though. You want to keep that cube feel where it feels like a cube. There we go. I think that's good. I'm going to look up. I keep looking at the wrong camera. Because this one actually is smaller. That's what it is. Oh yeah, my angles are totally different. This one looks like it should come in a little more. It's all good. I'm happy with it. All right. So there's our structure. Am I happy with that? Yeah, it's good enough. And then I can go in with the markers, because what's happening is things are rounded. Things are and it's got some interesting drawing characteristics or style, because it goes thick to thin. The line quality, there's like really thick right in here, and then it actually stops. It doesn't go all the way. Let's go all the way. Rosanna. No, that's 2 different songs. This one does go all the way. This line up here, that one goes all the way to the top. But then on the sides, on the bottoms, it doesn't. They actually stop right there. See, and then there's a thickness to that line, which is easy to do with a marker. Easier. And it's not. And they're a little. There's a little bit of character to the line. They're not perfectly like geometrically, architecturally kind of done. And the corners are rounded. Try to get those rounded corners now. Bam. Bam. 6 on this side. Oh, let me sketch it in. First, see, it's a row right in there, a row right in here. See, there are 2 rows. Row your boat. And then we got 2 in the middle at that angle. Try to get, see, it looks like a letter H. And then there we go. See, another angle, and then another angle. See, this is good when you're first doing it. When you're first doing it, this really helps line things up. Everything lines up. Here on this side, there's 4, but they line up. They line up. See, there's 4 right in there. And then the bottom has 2. It's really close to straight up and down. There's a slight angle to it. Interesting. This one has 5, which is an X. So I'm going to draw a picture of my X right here. There. I don't amuse myself. And then we got this one. Now what's cool is, look at, I'm going from corner to corner. So this is a 5, and then this is a 3. And it's just going from corner to corner. See, I'm going from corner to corner right there. And this 1 is right in the center at the top. All right. I'm happy with that. All right. Let's get them all in. I just put in the dots, but I've got the blocking in. And they look like, I don't know, letters from Vulcan, or some kind of alien planet. There's 1, 2. They're not true ovals. They're just like thrown in there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, right in those spots. Yeah, marker makes it easier. Here, this one has 2, and the R ovals, they kind of curve this way. Notice the way they curve that way. They should kind of go like that. There's 1, 2, 3. These actually should be a little more up and down. Interesting. I don't know. They're all over the place. There we go. This one. 1, 2. And this is behind our other cube. So this is going behind. And then this one is behind right in there. Bam. Let's go to the cube in the front. Round out that side. Round out the top. There we go. It's coming in. And then we got the bottom. I'm going to bring it down slightly.
I ended up with 3 dots on both of them, so that wouldn't be good.
What do you mean?
Instead of 2, you know, the first die has 2 at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Mistake, I put 3, and then I have 3, and I'm looking like, wait a second, something doesn't add up.
It's all good. And then you can do it as a test. You can say, okay, what's wrong with this bit?
Right. I was thinking, Eladio, you could do those pages in the kids' activity books. Which picture is different?
Yeah. All right. So here's a question. All right. On and I don't know, students would get this wrong. What on a traffic signal, what color is on top?
Red,
Red. Yeah, it's red in the middle.
yellow.
And then green. Yeah, some people would get that wrong. It's interesting. All right.
That's because
So
I'm really careful when I cross the street.
yeah, you gotta be
I
observant.
don't even drive. I don't drive anymore, so.
Huh.
But the pedestrians are really in danger.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a new law here in California that people can cross the street anytime they feel like it now. No such thing as jaywalking. Well, speaking of streets, we found the center one first on the number 5 here on the side. We got that center one. Trying to get the direction of these
Oh,
old.
Eladio, I bet people walk a lot more around here than they do out where you are.
Really, yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because in New York City, you could do a lot without a car.
Oh, really? Wow. I'm walking here.
It's a lot of walking.
Wow. Yeah, nobody walks in LA. No, I do. Trying to get my steps in. All right, there's my 5. And then, oh, for this one, try to get the center as well. See, try to get that center one. And they are ovals, they're not circles. They should be ovals. He exaggerates a little bit. I don't know, try to get the direction of the oval. I would probably put it in that direction as well. But 1, 2, and then 3. I start off with the middle one. And ta-da, we're done with the dice. The lucky roll of the dice. La vida es una ruleta. Life is yeah, you get the roll of the dice. Chance. Yeah, and we're lucky that you by chance found us here on Meetup, or however you found us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's see what's next on our here. We got 5 of 37. No, let's see. Ah, there we go. Oh, that one's fun. That one looks really fun. All right, I'm just gonna draw it. I don't know. Should I break it down? Does anybody want to break down? I think I can break it down while I'm talking. The head looks about as big as the body. And then it goes off of that. Let's just do it. All right. Unless you want me to break it down. Well, I can break it down as we're talking. Time for some more paper here. All right, let's bring out some more sheets of paper. Oh, I can zoom in. Ah, there we go. Let's zoom in on this. Let's copy that. Copy image address. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, see, this is actually faster. This is actually faster instead of going back and forth. That helps. Oh, there goes Dolly. Let's paste. I don't know if the dice were big enough. Now this is too big. Ah, Grace Zahn. Thank you. I like when we give credit to the artists that we're copying here. Ah, Grace, by the grace of Zahn. Here, there we go. Sorry. don't mean to butcher your name, but I like that name, Grace. My mom, oh, we had a girl. Her name was Gracie, actually. Her name was Gracie. And it was my sister's friend. And oh, my mom thought they were calling her crazy. Crazy. No, her name's Gracie. Gracie, not crazy. Yeah. Anyways, a little tidbit. All right, here we go. Let's draw an egghead. Not a perfect circle, but if you start off with a circle, that'd be fine. And then we just stretch it out a little bit. The body's right below it, a little bit. It's definitely some space, but the body, yeah, be a little bit bigger, a little bit to the right, right in there. See the relationship of those two shapes. And that's basically what it is. Really cute character. Nose and really quickly done. You can see this character, the artist, you know, to simplify something, it just takes practice and takes quite a bit of understanding of stuff. The way this whole body curves, really interesting. It's a rounded shape and then it curves in here. There's a little bit of squash, and on squash on the left and stretch on the right. Squash and stretch. That's animation terms. Animation terms. Hey, am I too close? There we go. I've got my head and my body in here. It's kind of sketched in, a little sketchy. See the shape of the head, right? Actually, it's really close to a circle, actually a little bit, just pulled out a little bit. And then the hair on top of that pulls it out even more. See, so you can see that head is a little bit of an egg shape. And then the hair pulls it out even more, making it look more oval-ish. Ovalish. There is a little pull on the cheek on this side. So if I were to pull on this cheek just a little bit, a little bit of a pull on the cheek, squeeze those cheeks right in there. And there's the head. I'm happy with that. It's a little small, but it's all good. There we go. Let's zoom in. Bam. Yeah, see, this drawing moves me. I really like, what is she scared of? What is she like something loud happened and she turns around. There's a lot of story here in this drawing. Who uploaded this one? Alan, is it you? Yes.
I did.
Nice.
These are some drawings from a school in New York that teaches cartooning, and this is a student drawing.
Oh, nice. This is really nice. Really nice. You can see the expression, everything, the simplicity, the shapes, the form. Really nice. Really nice, really nice. All right. I can appreciate this. And it's nice and clear.
Ellen, what school is that? Was it SBA?
Yes, that's it. I think I wrote down the connection at the in the captions for the picture. So you could just go and look at it.
Yeah, sva.edu. Academics, continuing education, illustration, and cartooning. Cartooning/cartooning basics 23. See more.
I actually took a class there
Ah, nice.
with Seth Tubachman. He publishes World War III comic book.
Oh, sweet.
Are you planning to become a cartoonist then?
Well, I
Or they
had
had,
the class was called Comics as Personal and Political Expression.
Ooh.
It was a really great class, and I was going through a very hard time, and it was very cathartic to draw all the comics that I drew. So
That's awesome.
great. In fact, the animation that I did like later on was based on stuff that I drew in that class on what I was going through.
Super cool. I love that about art, where you can just like, and then just leave that on the paper. And then when you come back to it, you kind of like, oh, you remember, but you reframe it. You see it from a different perspective and kind of like it's outside of you. Really interesting, how you can, if you really express yourself and just let it go. No, don't get so caught up on, I know we get caught up in so much stuff sometimes. But yeah, definitely when you reach those points, it is cathartic, or very, very kind of almost like an epiphany. You're like, oh, It's an interesting feeling. All right, we got a lot of tapered tails going on with this hair curly Q. I'm just doing it without really explaining stuff. There's that kind of circle shape, and then it does taper, kind of like the leaves we were doing tonight. See, you'll see that the tapered tails here curves one way, and then it S curves. But if you can see that solid form right in there, that oval shape that I just drew, and then it's just that on top, that tapered tail, little tapered ponytail. Oops, there we go, right in there. Now there's an angle. There is an angle to this whole shape. The eyes are resting on right where the center is, and they're kind of small. And then the nose and the mouth, if I were to kind of like around this rounded shape, this person kind of really feels that form. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about, what I'm doing here, just with the head. That's much better. Bigger. I should give you guys like clues or little like bigger. And that's all you need to say. Her. Yeah. Anyways, it's all good. Here we go, taking on these battles. All right, so there's, speaking of bigger, this one's smaller. This eye is smaller, and it's on this half, right in that center, right in there, and it's that angle. It's going at that angle, and it's right above, kind of like the middle line there. And then on this side, it's bigger, and it's right about there at that angle as well. Right in there. Bam. Bam. See how it fits, how it feels. I don't know. It's this having the center line, this is right in the middle at an angle. Not right in the middle. It's really close. I don't know. This pulls out, that's why. Let's see if I can measure it. And then the eyes are just like right above that. The eyelashes are a little bit thicker right in there. And then here we go. Yeah, there's a little bit of a thickness on the top one. This one looks like it's pretty much the same all the way through. And then the eyes are to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left. Right, little eyeball there. On this side, little eyeball there. Bam. Really cute. Then the nose. Notice the nose right in here. Turned up a little bit, and then it goes down. Turns up, turns down. And then there's a nostril right in there. And looking at it before I draw it in darker, but I'm pretty happy where it's at. And let's go a little bit darker. And there's a thickness to it. There's a little bit of a thickness to it. Why do I have a 3H? Oh, no wonder. 3H is my lighter pencil. Pressing pretty hard on it. And it's kind of like a comma shape. Comma, the theme of the night. Right in there. Bam. Come along. Here we go. All right. And then the mouth right in there. Yeah, right in there. Getting it to fit. All these shapes, all these parts, how they fit. Now this one kind of looks like a drop shape. There's kind of a point. There's a little bit of a point at the top. And then the tongue inside. A little bit of a curve. It's just like boom, pulling on it. And then it's shaded in. That was cut in half. And then the top part shaded. You make it look easy. Yeah. Practice, 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 practice. But then I make all the observations, where things go, how it fits. And then that's why I want to redo those faces, your niece. Because you know, it's practice, and doing it bigger. We can do it bigger. We can do it with something else, a different material. I think even using charcoal would be cool. All right, and we got the eyebrows. One's facing one angle, the other one is a little bit steeper and a little bit smaller. There it is. There it is. All right, cool. Love it. Then it's got little highlights. The hair's got these highlights, which is really cool. 3 shapes. 1, 2, 3. And then the bottom, 1, 2, 3. It looks like the bat signal a little bit. And then you would shade all the stuff around it, which I don't know. We have time to shade. We ain't got time for that. Nobody got time for that. I'll just do it real quick. Shade it all in. Yeah. All right, I'm happy with the head. All right, is there any other highlights? There's a little bit of a like a couple of little streams in here for the there's like a what's that called, little tie, the hair tie. Then up here a little bit of texture, just you can see like up and down, kind of like just right at the top. I'm not counting, I'm not being exact. I'm probably going a little too tight. Let me loosen it up a little bit or make them a little bigger. And then shade it all in right to that. With my 3H pencil, which is a light pencil. It's all good. Where's my other one? Oh, I have a little setup here. HB. Let's go with our HB. HB. Let's see. Should be a little bit darker. Not a big difference. All right, I think we can share after this and take a little break. And then because we're gonna go, it's 8:09, or actually it's probably 8:10, 8:11. I haven't fixed my clock. I don't know how. I haven't had the need. Close enough. Oh yeah, there's highlights on this side too. Looks like the number 3. Do the 3. 1, 2, 3. See the number 3 right there, and then just the rest of it around it. Bam. There it is. And now I can color it all in. And the cheek pulls out, comes in. Yeah. I'm liking it, digging it. Pretty accurate, pretty close. But no cigar. Just shade it in. Practice shading. That's good practice. Try to get it in one direction. Try to get strokes. You can actually go on top again. Go a little bit darker. Well, now that I've got my HB pencil. Right in there. Man, I like that. You can see my scribbles. I don't know, can you? Yeah, you can see my scribbles underneath. They're light. It's just the structure. All right, here we go. Let's go with this. Ooh, see these angles on this little thing that she's wearing around her neck. Let's move up or zoom out. No, I think just moving up is good. So take one quick last look. I don't know, seeing the relationship. Actually, that's not bad. Seeing the relationship of everything and how it all fits is important. Right in there. And I can see this comes out just a little bit on the side. Right about there. This comes up to right about there. Watching my angles, the way it slopes. Bam, curves a little bit. There's a little bit of curve. I kind of got it straight. Well, it does curve down a little bit more and then comes up. Not so straight. And there is thickness to it. Let's get that little neck piece right in here, close to this edge. Right about there to the middle. Right about there. Bam. And then there's a shadow on the left side, which is really cool. Just a little bit of a shadow. That's it. That's what that is. Bam, that's cute. Very nice, very nice. Props to this artist. Okay, so we got a double kind of bordered line. It goes down a little bit close to the edge on this side. On this side, a little bit not so close. Let's move it back. And then it just goes up and over and out. That's good. Let's do the second line. Right in there. Actually, I'm going to go on the inside this time. Inside to get it closer to that edge. Right there. Boom. And then this one, I'll go on the inside. I'm adjusting it. Let's give this more of a border there on that side. And then this one, I'll go on the inside as well. But keep it kind of tight because it should be, yeah, right there. Right about there. Boom, there it is. So we got one hand coming out here. I can quickly see that sketch this way and then here, and it comes out to there. And then I can see that this hand is a circle right in there. I can see how it's going to fit right in there. That size, that placement, and then this angle here for that arm and this angle for this part of the arm. Boom, right in there. And then here we got this curve. I have that curve a little too high. And bring it down, sketch it. See, now that I have other stuff around it, I can see and adjust how it fits. This is the squash side. Squashing, this character squashing on this side, comes down. And I have my little circle in there, that feel of it, that form, that mass. And I can go around it. See, like right there, look at that. That's perfect right in there. Boom. I'm just like, and then it just comes down. And there it is. Wow. Stretch on this side, squash on this side. Bam. And that's physics as well. In a building, in a structure, you'll have, what's that called? Tension and torsion. And that's yeah, engineering. All right, could have been an engineer. It does push down a little bit on this side, and her butt does stick out. So we got to give her a little bit of, maybe we got back here. It does, let's see, we're going to do it without her, pretend her arm's not there. So I really want to see this, and we're going to get the arm in there. So this comes down here. The arm does go in there. It does right in here and then comes down. I am going to have to bring this down a little bit. See, I'm giving this back part shape. I'm giving it a little more shape. See that I just made that mistake, but I'm correcting it. Trying to capture that form, the flow of this line on her back, right? Or the round. Oh, there it is. All right, let's clean this up. Bam. Hopefully it didn't go too dark, because then the hand also goes in there, the arm. But you know, there it is. See, I can make a little space for that arm. Clean it up a little more if I need to. I know I need to bring it a little bit bigger. That arm's probably going to come out to there. There it is. It's coming together. And then this comes out and kind of like flows out to the hand, which is right about there. I'm seeing the hand as a shape. I can see that as a shape. Don't worry about the details. Just get the placement. Worry about the placement and then worry about the details later. Just trying to get the big puzzles, the big pieces first and the little pieces last. All right, there we go. That's it. Bam. I like that. Maybe a little closer. A little closer with Arid Extra Dry. Right there. Bam. Bam. To be accurate. Anyways, let's see, I'm just off by that much. It's not a big deal. But it's good to see it. It's good to capture it. Fix it before you see it. Imagine if I would have drawn all those little fingers and then having to move everything. Whoo! No. Here we go. This leg over here. Let's see, that's why I go big to small, make the adjustments, always adjusting, always fixing as we go. And this foot here, right in there, I can draw it as an oval for now. And then this foot coming down. So cute. Man. See, I like drawing when I'm drawing stuff that I like. I love the feel of it, the flow, you know, on that back, and then this leg curving forward and curving back. Really cute. Probably a little bit longer, probably a little bit closer too here. Doing it actually should be for accuracy. A little more
I
forward.
can't see the feet.
Ah, thank you.
Thanks.
A little more forward. Good, you didn't see him. I didn't make any mistakes. No mistakes here. Oh, but you see, that's the thing. Just because you make mistakes, or just because you actually don't really fail because you're trying, but really, if you don't, the mistakes are not you. It's outside of you. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to try to fix them. You don't have to fix all of them, but you just get better, you know, just get better at it. It's like, oh, okay, let's fix that. Sometimes you see it and you fix it, and sometimes you don't, and just let it go. All right, I made a mistake. It's okay. Nobody's gonna, most people don't even notice. And don't be so hard on yourself. It's good to be, but then learn to let go. Okay, all right. You know, it's good to strive. It's good to, but then when it's not, okay, so learn to just, all right, next time we'll get it. Make it a lesson and then go and do it. See, I just curved that leg, that foot. Bam. Just, and then here, this is an oval shape, that famous oval right in here, because he understands form. Just that little circle right there shows me he understands form. Right there, because this is a cylinder right in here. This is a little cylinder, very small cylinder, that boot. And then it's got that. And then it goes to a point. Oh, let's zoom in on that so you can see the finer inner workings of this boot. Right in here. If the boot fits. There you go. And then come back. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see I was wrong and I just can't live without you. It's too late. You had your chance. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong and I just can't live. All right, karaoke night. Here we go. Here's the other boot. This one's bigger. This one's slightly bigger than that one because it's closer. Artist knows space. Slightly bigger. Coming down forward. I kind of running out of space. Speaking of, right, taking it to the edge. Taking it to the edge tonight. There we go. Feeling it goes right there. You have to sometimes go off the paper, just let it go off the paper and say, okay, next time. It's all right. Try to stay away from the edge of the paper. Living on the edge. How many people got still hanging out? 18, we lost 2. All right, cool. We still have 18 though. That's awesome. Hardcore heroes here. 820. Damn. Drawing marathons every week. Again, if we're going too slow, draw more stuff. Draw at your pace. If we're going too fast, I don't know. We do speed up. We do speed up. And do what you can. Do what you can. Exactly. You know what? That's it. Do what you can. Do the best. Do your best. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the best, but it's going to be your best. And then you can measure from there. Some people are afraid to do their best because they're afraid to, you know, like, oh, even say that's the best I could do, you know, and then label it. All right, cool. Label it. Put the name on the back and then put the date on it. And then come back. And every time you do your best, then you can come back and see, oh, that was my best back then. Now, wow, I've grown. I've seen the strength. You know, you don't. The years will show what the days will never know. The years will show what the days never know. I heard that quote and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, oh, I get it now. And the context. It's yeah. All right, so here I'm making this arm thicker. See how thin it is. I can see how wide it needs to be. Making it. I brought it down a little bit and I'm thickening it up. See. Boom. That width, that ratio, height to the width. I saw my square in there, and it's a rectangle. And then brought out a little bit longer, a little bit of a curve on this side. All right, and it tapers. It gets smaller as it goes out, just like a good arm does. So this guy knows. Anatomy. There we go. Now the hand. Ooh. We need to practice drawing hands some more. We just did a lesson, but we really didn't practice. We just kind of talked about the proportions and the form, but in our Tuesday class, talking about, but we really haven't practiced. I think, and that's why I'm thinking of practicing heads some more before we go to the bodies. Doing those heads a little bit. Probably next class on Tuesday. All right, so I'm looking at my fingers. This finger's up here, this thumb kind of going out that way. This finger, I'm looking at the direction. There's the middle finger right in there. And then I'm just putting them in, say like this. Oh, I'm just putting them in like that. just like little lines. And then I can just go around it or use as guides, but I kind of have the placement of the fingers, the size, and then I can just go around town. Here's the thumb, and it curves, a little bit of a curve out like that. And then this one comes up to a point. I can use that edge. There it is. And then this middle finger, and they go thick to thin. And then here, this one right in there. And then the pinky coming back up and back down. Look at that. Bam. You don't see my little guides in there. My little guides. Bam. Look at that hand. And see, and it's following the rules. See the length of the fingers, the palm, the same, right? What we talked about in our drawing hands. And you see, and then I'd be able to refer to you to that page once I get that web page going, and it'll have more resources. If you're struggling with hands, you can spend as much time as you want drawing on those hands. You don't have to go to our pace. Pick up the pace. You don't have to go to our pace. All right, there we go. Let's get that other hand in here. I think this is pretty good. This is right in there, a little lower. And it comes in, a little armpit there. There's a little bit of an armpit. And then it curves around. Here's another oval, this oval here. I mean, if you could see that oval, it really is. I mean, it's just, he's just capturing that little part of that oval as it comes down here. But if you see it and draw it, because it's everywhere, then you realize, oh, that's what it is right there. Boom, see that little oval, and then a little armpit. And then the arm coming up and over. Bam, right in there, look at that. And look at how it tapers this width here, and it gets smaller as it gets out. Bam. Oh, we're gonna take a little break and watch your and then I'll I've got some texts I need to check out. All right, I should stretch. Well, actually, I will pause. I do feel like stretching. Stretching. And they got all 5 fingers. All right, so there's the thumb on this left side, and then you've got the pointer finger, which is really pointing out. And then you got the other 3 kind of getting smaller as they go back. Boom, boom, 1, 2, and 3 right in there. So this pointer finger. And then here, these 2 main fingers, the pointer finger and the middle finger are the ones that are like that. And then you've got that ring finger and the pinky just kind of like hanging out back there. All right, so you can see that. Oh, we got something in the chat. Oh, thanks for saying that. I completely forgot about taxes. The IRS hates it when we forget them. Yeah, don't they? A lot of y'all will be away for 3 months. Busy tax season. Oh, gosh. Back late April after tax season. Wow. Oh, thank you for the compliment. And yeah, well, good luck with that tax season. I got questions. Oh, that's why we have less people, 8:13. Yeah. Oh, see, I'm barely reading that. 15 minutes later. All right, that's all good. I'm glad it wasn't something, but I'm sure somebody would have pointed it out. Somebody would have pointed out that, hey, there's something important in the chat. You guys have been doing that. That's so awesome. You guys communicate. Yeah, don't be afraid to say something. It's just me talking, the ramblings. What do they call it? Ramblings? The ramblings of a madman.
But Pearl and I are the only ones that talk to you.
Oh, that's good.
I'm feeling a little conspicuous.
It's all good. It's all good. And you know, you got to go with your comfort zone, and then little by little step outside of it. You know, step outside your comfort zone, because that's where growth happens. And I was quiet. Well, I still am. I'm a quiet, reserved person for the most part. Yeah. There's the middle finger, the little finger, and the pinky. Ta-da! They all fit right there. All right. Nice size. The palm and the fingers. Again, if you have trouble drawing hands, you definitely gotta study. Don't hide them. Don't hide the hands. Yeah, that's what's next with the AI stuff. The AI stuff is having trouble drawing hands. They actually draw, but I think they're getting bigger. Actually, it would be pretty cool to have let's have it do. Where's my I'm gonna go to it while I'm taking my break. go to my AI thing, and I want to do it later. Ask it to do a big hand in space with lighting from, you know, a specific type of lighting. That would be interesting. All right, anyways, there's our drawing. Let's see it side by side. Oh, okay. Ooh, I can see.
The Wi-Fi network.
I'm not talking to you.
Connection settings in the Google Home app.
I'm not talking to you. Oh yeah, see, I'm looking at it side by side. Oh, look at that. This needs to come down lower. Wow, I'm looking at it side by side, and I can make a side by side comparison. Oh, look at, I can, this needs to come out more this way. Yeah, wow. That makes a big difference, having it side by side. Yeah, it needs to come out more this way. What else? Oh yeah, the eyes are a little further apart. Oh yeah, the eyes are a little further apart. It's all good. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody will know till now. Yeah, see, I gotta have it somehow side by side. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. We will. I used to print them out. I used to print out these pictures. That worked really well until I ran out of ink. I still haven't fixed that printer yet. And it's supposed to be an Epson, never ending. But you know what? It didn't really run out of ink. I don't know, the heads gave out. All right, well, let's clean this up. It's a little better. I'm looking at it back and forth. Oh yeah, see, that's a little more accurate. The hand should be smaller. The head should be bigger. Oh my gosh, this is really out of proportion. But it's all good. I'm not gonna, okay, that's all right. I just got to take that deep breath and say, oh, okay. What's important is the lesson. I should have probably, yeah, I should have stopped and, yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have stopped and compared it a little bit more when it was in the earlier stage. But it's too late now. Too late now. We do have these little shadows on the legs right here, which is really cool. Little shadow shapes. Really gives it a dimension, makes that dress pop. Bam, bam. There we go. I like it. It looks good. I mean, if you just look at it on its own, it looks good. But if you compare it, yeah, I can see this eye needs to be a little bit lower. And you know what I happens, I think, is when I get caught up in trying to see where things are. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's all good. If you want me to draw it again, I'll draw it again. See, and that's where practice comes in. It's a fine line between boredom and because some people get bored. Oh, we did that already. No, you're practice because you're aiming for something. You're actually aiming, and that's why we're going to draw that face again. Your niece, draw her again. All right, let's get up and stretch. I'm going to pause. Let's put on pause for a second on the video. There we go. All right, welcome back, and see if Google gets this. YouTube. I need to close this before they cut us out because they'll tell us something. Hey, that's copyrighted music. Got a little bit of it. All right, we're doing it for educational purposes, but here we go. We're going to be drawing the secret squirrel here. Copy. Let's copy the image address. We're going to put it in this chat over here. And last drawing. Paste and go. Not so accurate. Actually, it was kind of interesting. Let's see if we can shoot for a little better accuracy on this one. Here we go. Definitely have to, because that's not. All right, let's put it in the chat. There we go. Where's our chat at? Shout out to the chat piece. Here we go. Hey, where did it go? Oh, I need to fix that setting. Chat. There it is. Okay, here we go. Paste. And yeah, here we go. All right, so let's break this down. All right, we are on full screen here. All right, it's definitely see the big shape. So we're seeing the shape, the whole thing, but usually with characters, they go by the head size. So my tools. There we go, annotate tools. Let's get, should we use it? Let's get a circle in there. I've got my camera in here. I can't really see too well. It's definitely like an oval shape. It's hard to see the circle in here. It's really actually, oh, we got it purple on purple, but it's a lighter purple. But it's more of an oval shape. Definitely is an oval shape. But we want to see the relationships because everybody know what, you should know what a circle is, right? Same height, same width. that's kind of universal. Ooh, if we go even bigger, let's see how that fits in here. Just to see how it fits in here. See how that fits in there. It's kind of like a circle. See, like that. Bolt, and then it goes up that high. Kind of fits in there. See, half circle there, and then this is like another half circle probably, but a bigger circle. This bigger circle, and then it zooms out, but it's wider on this side. See, oh, look at that. And then it goes to a point on the right. And the bottom has a little bit of a slight curve as it comes down. Tapers to a point. All right. Let's take a look at that. All right, let's make it smaller again. There it is. Trying to get that head shape. This is what animators do. Animators go by the size of the head to get the proportions. But this is really interesting because it's got all that stuff in there. I'm trying to get that's interesting. Hard to get. I would say that's probably his head right in there. And then this comes out, and then it's since he is a squirrel, he's got those cheeks. So that's one. We'll count this as one. There's 2 and 3. So he's about 3 heads tall. 3 heads tall. Then we use that same measurement here and there. This is a little bit, this is interesting, really interesting. Let's get our square in there. Let's get our square. Let's delete that. Let's get our square in there. Here we go. So now we got our square. Ooh, square might make more sense. You see that? That's definitely a square right there. That helps. But this helps with shape, but it does not help with anatomy or form. But it would help in drawing. So you can see this square here. You can see how if we broke the square into fourths, you can see that the hat, this part is halfway from there, and this eye is like in that quarter part. So this is going to help. That's going to help a lot. And then we've got everything else kind of around that. Actually, that would help. So I think this can be our kind of like our unit that we can use. And if we use that as a unit, there's one right below it, one, and then another one right below it, and that's where the arm kind of starts. I wish I could copy and paste these squares. I really do. Let's see. I think I can. Let me see. Let's go and make another one. Yeah, I can make it from right here. See, I can just go here and paste until we get right about there. That's not too bad. I get spoiled with my other tools. That's what it is. And we do. Easy times make what is it? Weak men. And hard times make strong men. Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Something like that. There's a saying. There's been hearing that quote. Heard it again this week from somebody else. 3 different people. I wonder who actually said it. It'd be good for somebody to look it up. To actually say it right. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. That's perfect right there. Bam. Wonder. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, and I know I can screenshot that. Let's get some more of these cubes on the side. Yeah, this will help for accuracy. Yeah, see, this helps for accuracy. And same thing with the portraits that we've been doing. We can probably put some squares on it like this. This will help too. And do the portraits again. There we go. We have our cross there. I think that's good. If you want more, I can add one more. No, that's good enough. Let's now that I know how to screenshot, this is the first time ever I'm doing a screenshot. We started doing screenshots in our other class. And we did a screenshot and it goes straight into the chat, which is super cool. All right, let's see. I gotta accept it. Oh, there it is, capture. It's up on top this time. Capture. There it is. And then put it in the chat. The title of the movie is Mrs. Laurie and Son. All right, there it is in the chat. And let's get jumping on this. We got our cross to do, a cross to bear. There it is. Let's see, here we go. Let's go over here. I think I can add spotlight. There it is. Oh, I'm gonna move this a little bit. There we go. Ah, my camera. No, that's not gonna help. What I need to do. Yeah, see, this camera's not as sturdy as I'd like. Move the whole picture. There we go. Come on. It's not refreshing as quick. Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. If I'm not happy, nobody's happy. Here we go. Why isn't it refreshing? It's not refreshing. It's not refreshing. It's soothing and refreshing. It needs to refresh. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's just jump into this. Let's just jump into this drawing. Woohoo! Another drawing. Oh, did anybody want to share? I don't know. We didn't get into sharing. No, let's just jump into the drawing. Sorry. Got distracted. I got distracted. All right, here we go. The squares are going to help. And to get this more accurate than our last drawing. And that's okay. We didn't, and that's, I'm sure many of some of your drawings look way better than mine. I'm like, you should teach the class. Well, here we go. Let's get our first square in. It's kind of like this square right in here. This is almost grid drawing. It's modified grid drawing. And we got that one square there, square above it, square below it, and then another square below that. And that's going to take us to the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because it goes above that bottom square. There's like 4 squares here. 4 square. There we go. 4 squares. There's our 4 squares. Yeah, 4 squares. We got 4 squares. Yeah, and definitely practice drawing him. I mean, this is going to help get you the proportions and the placement and stuff like that. But you know, if you really wanted to, animators would draw them, I mean, hundreds of times until they draw them without even needing the model sheets. They're called model sheets. The character has model sheets and he's in different positions and different things. Action, you know, front view, side view. Different expressions. I would call them an expression sheets, and you can actually do that. You can look them up, find your favorite character or your cartoon, and then like the Simpsons or whatever, and then look up model sheets, and you'll see a front view, side view, and you know, you can draw your favorite characters and practice drawing them till you draw them from memory and draw what you like. So there's our little cross. If you cut this out, you actually make a cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And just add tabs to this. And you can actually make a little cube. Add little tabs. Then glue those tabs together. Very nice. All right, this is going to actually help so much because there's our hat right there. Hat is halfway. I remember half of that top square, that hat. And then oh gosh, this makes it so much easier. This is going to be so much more accurate. Look at this. Oh my gosh. You see the connections? It's like a puzzle. Fun to do puzzle. This comes out to this point way out here. Oh my gosh. And it does straighten out a little bit more. Look at that. There's the hat just about right there. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Look at that. And the ear is going to be right in here. Look at that. It's like so simple. Now what we can do with this, I mean, once we have this little structure, we can actually, you know, do it as small as we want or big as we want. You can draw this on a wall, do your little cross here, and then draw it on a wall, draw it big. And what's good about that is because, you know, the proportions and ratios, when you start drawing bigger, you'll see things like, whoa, you know, it's a different scale. And you're close to it and things get distorted. You really understand perspective and how things distort when you start trying to draw and start trying to see things, because everything's distorted. Everything's distorted. Your brain fixes it all for you. Yeah, it's really interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, pretty close to straight here. There's a little bit slight curve. It does kind of curve down here right at the tip for that hat. And there's a little tip. And then inside that hat, on this half, see, I can cut that square in half on this side. And that eye is in here, right in here. That eye is right there. I'm just putting a little oval as a placeholder. And then over here, another eye over here, another little circle almost as a placeholder. Just for now, just trying to get everything in. See, this is what I should have done with the other drawing. Got everything in and then checked, done my check. I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't check. It's important to check. It's important to do your due diligence because you bite you in the butt. It'll bite you. It'll bite you. Things will bite you. I gotta do your due diligence. What's that? Latin saying, buyer beware. How does that go? A caveat, something or other. Does anybody know?
Caveat emptor.
Yeah, caveat emptor. Buyer beware. All right, so the nose is on this side in this square. Look at that, right in that corner. That little placeholder right there for now. Little circle in that corner. Gotta beware. That's why block it all in and then check it yourself before you wreck the drawing. All right, here we go. The coat and jacket comes out nice out this way, comes out to here, out to this square. Notice the corner of the square out here, about a quarter of the square. A quarter of the square up and up in there. And this line back here is pretty straight. I'll probably say it's back. And I'm just sketching it in, just blocking it in really lightly just to get it in. And then afterwards I can go on top and then do my drawing because I've got my structure and I got everything where it needs to kind of go. Yeah, see, but people left and they don't know how to fix your other drawing. We could have done it this way too, but it's okay. Let's let it go. Let it go. Let it go. We make mistakes. Try to learn from them. I like the way this curves out. Right, it comes back in there. We're starting to get it in there. Ooh, big old here. It goes out. Big old thing for the tail. Here. Tail goes up in there. Comes down just on the inside of that, line. Just on the inside. Down to that point. Right in there. Push it out a little bit. Bring it up. Bam. Bam. Look at that. Just with a few lines and squares, and it helps so much. Just helps so much. And how I broke this top square into fourths. Use the fourths. This eye is in that fourth, lower half of that fourth. If you actually break that in half again. See, it's just seeing connections. It's like a little puzzle. That's what puzzles are fun. But these puzzles are everywhere, and you can choose your own puzzle, and you can, break it down, just like we did here. I know this has a little bit more technology, but if you have the picture, you can draw on it. You can do the same thing. Break it down, tapers, and then you actually can do it without, you got to know where you're at and kind of try to push to the next level. Don't let it become a crutch. These squares help, but try to draw it without the squares and you'll mess up, and that's okay. And then go back to the squares. If you're not feeling that confidence, go back, and do the simple stuff until you'll feel confident again, and then take risks. You got to take those risks. You got to take that risk, step outside your comfort zone. Some people stay in their comfort zone, and that's fine. But growth doesn't happen there. Growth does not happen in your comfort zone. You got to get uncomfortable. Then you got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. All right. So that's what they say. That's what I say. This foot almost comes down to the bottom of that other square right there. It's this oval shape. Very pretty big. Comes out. How far does it go out? It comes out a little bit more. bring this tail up maybe a little bit. Right in there, just getting the placement. This other foot a little bit longer, maybe thinner, right in here, right to the bottom of the coat where it opens up, right in here. Oh, right there. I think so. Curves out. All right, we got it all blocked in. Got it pretty much blocked in. Now this is where I should have been looking back and forth to get it right. But now I know I got my squares, so I'm feeling you got to trust the squares, I trust the squares. Done it enough where I trust the squares. There we go. All right, let's do this. Let's start in. I'm going to zoom in on the face, and let's not turn it upside down. Zoom in on the face so you can see what we're doing here. And just focus on the face, focus on the family. Reality is what you focus on. If you focus on the good, your life is a little bit happier and a little bit better. If you focus on the bad, and it's good and bad is everywhere. It depends on what you focus on. So drawing helps you focus on stuff. So here we go. Let's start off with this ear. Nice little tapers to the right. And it pushes a little bit to the left, but mostly to the right and left. It's really interesting. Kind of like, see, it curves up and then out slightly. And you'll see it like, oh, okay, I see it. I see what he's talking about. If you don't, that's okay. Just draw a triangle. Even if we just draw a triangle there, you'd be pretty good. You'd be pretty close, be pretty good. Just draw the triangle in there, that big. And then the ear part, the inside of the ear, it's pretty thick. That little thing right in there. Boom, I drew that thickness line. Let's get the hat. It comes up to a point up here, and then it comes down. Comes down, down, a little bit lower, right in there. And then the other side, right, it tapers out. I've got my taper right here, but this is the top of the hat, and that little curve in there. Oh, that looks good. Tapers out, that looks good. And a little bit more curve, a little thicken up that line. I can go lower, I can go higher, depends if I need just to adjust it. So that's what's cool about thick lines. You can adjust them, and then as you thicken them up. All right, the other ear kind of curves out. Bam. And then the inside part of the ear. Bam. And let's get that hat in there. Cat in the hat, squirrel in the hat. Right up in there. Yeah, this is this plane. It's like a plane shape. It's rounded on this side, and then it straightens out as it comes down, and it actually it goes below that. And the eyes are all inside this part of the hat. This shape right in here. Let's get that shape in here. Get that shape. This shape. That shape. See that shape. Bam, it's bigger on the left, and then it gets tapers as it comes down to a point. That shape. Yeah. And our squares are almost even disappearing on their own. All right, let's get these eyes in here. Again, the eye was just here. This hat was halfway here and halfway here, the halfway house. And then right at the halfway point is that eye right in there. I'm going to go ahead and let's draw it in. All right, so really neat. Just the expression on his face is so cool. Let's zoom in because we got to get the eyes right. If you don't get the eyes right, yeah, that's a problemo. People say that. All right, are you mocking me? Me estás moqueando. That's funny. It actually means something else. Are you mocking me? All right, here we go. So I can see this part, the eye swoops, the eye brow, actually. This is an eyebrow. It kind of swoops in here. Swoops and actually swoops onto the other eye. So I'm kind of seeing this swoop as one big shape. As one thing as it flows. And then here, it's actually kind of like this whole, as part of like that part of a circle or part of an oval. If I were to continue the oval, like here, see, the circle shape is what I see. So this goes over it, and this is this part right here of that circle. Look at that. And then right there, right down. Bam, look at that. So that's that eye right in there. There's that shape, and I can erase that or color it in or whatever. You see, I'm doing it now, but you know, as you practice, you'll see you'll see it and you won't have to draw it. And then we've got an eyelid. There's probably like an eyelid that cuts that in half right there. And then we've got the eye in there as well. So there's the eyelid, and then we've got the eye. It's another little circle, part of a circle. Kind of have to imagine the circle in there, but this is that part of that circle that's just right in there. Bam. See it actually, I'm pushing it out a little bit to the left. How it fits in there. That's a little puzzle piece. And there's one eye. The next eye is a little bit is round right there. I already have it, the placement, and I'm happy with the placement. See, that's what's cool about the little placements, because I can come back to it with a fresh eye and say, is it right or is it wrong? Does it fit? And it does. I nailed it, right? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to adjust it, and that's okay. So what? You adjust it, fix it as you're working on it. It's a work in progress. People don't appreciate it's a work in progress. They're quick to criticize, and then you stop drawing. It's because criticism can kill creativity. Don't let it. If you let it, so what? Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got, so what? You got to trust yourself. You got to learn to say, okay, I'm doing it. I'm drawing with Eladio. Build your confidence. Build your confidence. Get the can'ts out of your pants. Whoa, yeah, busy night. Whoa, Jesus. That helicopter just like swooped by, sounded like. What's going on? It's the end of the world as we know it. Wow. All right, so there's
We had a blackout here in New York in 2003,
uh-huh.
and I thought it was the end of the world.
Wow.
Well, at the end of New York anyway.
Yeah.
I was at work. I was on doing home visits for my job, and the traffic was all messed up because the traffic lights stopped working, and it
Wow.
was really scary. And I went over to my son to say goodbye. I said goodbye. And I walked home, and I lay down on the couch waiting for the end of the world.
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
And then-
little did you know, 9 months later there was a opposite.
Right.
a little end of the world boom there 9 months later.
So, my director at work was a clinical psychologist, and he said, I think you should speak to somebody about what you went through. He thought it was like post-traumatic stress from
Yeah, it could be traumatic. I mean, yeah.
9/11, and because we here in New York, it was very, very traumatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. It is.
Anyway, so hopefully nothing like that's happening out your door.
No, I don't think so. I'm hoping not. I think it's gone. I think it was just a flyby or something. Oh, I still hear it out there. All right. So the nose is kind of like a diamond shape. Definitely got this little triangle at the bottom, or a triangle and a circle. But it's this point that's right there at the bottom, right there at that nose. And then it goes around it, and it goes a little bit under the hat. Right in there. Oh, it's under this eye. It's right under this eye. So right under that eye. Notice the placement. Notice where it is. This puzzle piece. This is probably like we start off with like a 15 or 20 piece puzzle piece. Actually, not even less, I would say. Like that chameleon was probably like a 10 piece, 12 piece puzzle piece. This has a lot more complexity to it. A lot more parts. There's the nose. Here's the cheek. See, and you got to know what puzzles you're doing, which puzzle you're working on, which age range. Or like my friend, oh man, I did that puzzle. I did it in 2 months. He goes, yeah, okay, well, yeah, because I'm really proud of it because on the box it says 5 to 6 years.
I can't see much of what you're drawing.
That's funny, Lottie.
You got it. 5 to 6 years, five to 6 year olds, but it's 5 to 6 years. But it took him. I'm glad you got it. Thank you. I need to bring back my laugh track. I'll get my laugh track. I will. Laugh track. One of these days, it'll all be flowing. All right. Speaking of flowing, there's a nice little curve here. There's a curve, and then it kind of like dwindles a little bit. Kind of like I don't know. It's interesting. Try to capture that little bit of a curve of that cheek, and then the thickness of the line too. That thickness of that line for that mouth. Bam. Oh, it kind of looks like the number 7 right there. Bam. All right, cool. That looks good. Then the tooth. We gotta get the tooth. Look at a beaver tooth. It's just a little square underneath there. A little square. And thank you for mentioning the camera. Yeah, I've got 2 screens and my paper. It's 3 different places. Oh, and now my phone too. I'm looking at my phone. All right. So you like the setup? How did it work tonight? That's the first time we ever do this 2 cameras. With the image and the thing below. Hopefully that I'll see how it looks on the video. If not, we'll try to figure something else out. And that's the thing. Looking for that 1%. Always looking for that 1%. How can we make it 1% better? Just that one little 1%. If you do that every day, after 100 days, you're 100% better. And you just keep at it. It's always looking for that. Just that one little percent. It's not perfectionism because you don't want it like, oh, it's, you got to learn to let it go. It's not perfect. Okay, let it go. Wasn't perfect. It didn't work out. We had bombers, whatever. Things happen. Life happens. Nothing's perfect. You just gotta go with it. I'm getting this form here, the way the chin. Sorry to jump from topic to topic. It's this form here, and it's got like a lot of fur and texture, but I'm getting mostly the shape of it, and then the little triangles kind of go on top of it. So that's that. Let's start from the left because I'm doing it over here. I did it here. This part of the cheek. I simplified it there. See. Then now there's like two little triangles, 2 little taper triangles. Oh, they're more like shark fins, upside down shark fins. So we got here 1, 2, and then just there. So it just goes in there. Two little shark fins right there on that part. And then we've got the collar. This collar part. It's a pretty thick line right in there. The collar. Colin. All right, what time is it? Ooh, 9:11. Oh, actually, on my thing is 9:11. All right, there we go. So this collar comes down, and then there's like a backward 7 right in here. It's a wrinkle right in there, and then we got this pretty straight up and down. Oh, and zoom out. Let's zoom out. Hey, we got the face. The face is the important part. Yeah, the face is the important part. Let's finish this. I got those shapes in there. See, I got the chin, and then I got this up in here, and I already kind of got this other little they're kind of like saw shapes. They're like like a circular saw. Got this little triangle coming down here. Then on the chin, there's like, I don't know. I would say there's almost like a W. It looks like a W. So here we go. Here, make it a W, a little point in the middle and around like a W. There it is. That's that part of the chin. Then we got all this dark space. We got the shadow nose. And I have to probably bring this down. Oh, bring it out. Let's see. I brought it down. The angle's right. See the angle. Once you see an angle, angles don't change. That really helps with drawing. I mean, once you see an angle, you can make it bigger or smaller, the line. But the angle, if you got it, and if you nailed it, It's just bringing it like this. I can bring it down more if I wanted to make it thicker, but it's that angle. Bam. Let's erase that. All right, cool. There's his jacket. All right, we got the top. Let's get that center. Let's see where the center's at. Oh yeah, the center comes out. That might be close to the center. I might have to bring this out a little bit more. There we go, the center. Coming down, and then this other side, a little bit wider. Going with that flow of that line. Bam. And then it goes out, and then it goes in at that angle, about that angle right there. Bring this jacket a little bit lower. Oh, you can't see that. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Michael Hopf, Those Who Remain. Wow. When did he write that? Popularized in this book, but probably not original to this author. Oh, awesome. Dang. Who needs Google? Hey, Google.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network.
Who
You
needs
might
you?
Check the connection settings in the Google Home
I
app.
might. I might not. I know I do need to fix that. All right. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. We've had good times. We really have had good times. You know, since the 80s, I think. But I think we are definitely going to be going through a little bit of hard times the next year or so. And then we should be, I think technology is going to help a lot. I think we have a new wave of stuff going on with technology. And the system, oh my gosh, the system is broken. I really think so. The way, I don't know, it's upside down. If I were the king of the forest, I would change stuff. All right, let's get this jacket in here. Let's get it out. I'm gonna pick up the speed. We've got everything else is pretty good. I know that once you have the face, everything else can just, we can scribble it all in. So I'm gonna go pick up the pace. And if some of you guys might be even ahead of me. So I've got this jacket here, and then we've got, let's see, I just drew it in. We've got the little buttons or whatever they are in front. They go pretty horizontal. Got one. Oh, let me see. Where's my square? Oh, yeah, it's right on the right. Oh, it's probably a little higher than what I'm drawing here. So let me raise that up because it goes on top of that.
Look, it looks like a buckle. They used to
Yeah.
have buckles on the coats.
Yeah, buckle. That's what it is. It's a buckle. So there's a buckle right there. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. 3, 4. Shut the door. J'adore. There's one right at that line. That's one. And then the other one is if we're looking at my squares, looks like it's in the middle of this square up in here. So the square, so it's probably right in the middle. See, I'm seeing how it relates. Right in that middle is that second one. Right on that line, right about there. All right, I'm happy with that. Right about there. All right. Erase that. Erase. Yeah, overlapping. How artists create space. This curves a little bit more. This jacket curves out, pushes out a little bit, gives it a little bit of form. That solid feel. Straight up and down. Then we have a little bit of a fold right in here as that jacket folds out over the tail. That's what's happening here. That's happening. That tail is really underneath that jacket part right there. And these lines are thick. These lines are really thick. There's that one. I'll thicken it up. That thickness and colored in, or if I had a marker, it would just all be one stroke. Or if I had a brush, it'd be one stroke in there. There we go. All right, and then we've got an arm in here. It just curves, doing it lightly. It's right in here. There's a little bit of a taper. It gets a little bit wider at the bottom. I did it light just to make it fit and see if it looks good right in there. Everybody's a critic. What did he say? I don't know. He said something that Bomber tonight. Oh my gosh. I knocked him out. Yeah, but then he drew. He showed his drawing skills, doing a self-portrait. Yep. We weren't recording yet, even. No, we didn't. That's all good. Yeah, they just do their thing, get bored, and leave. They get a kick. They get a kick. It's a dopamine kick. Like, oh, I'm disrupting the universe. I have control. I have power. No. And then when I kick them out, I'm like, no, I guess I didn't. All right, there's this thickness of line. Oh my gosh, I gotta go into the settings and change that so people can't draw on my screen. One person did it on accident. I understand that, but yeah, it's all intentions. What's your intention? Yeah, intention. Oh, what's that? I don't know. We need to wrap this up. All right, let's go here. I'm gonna just go a lot faster here. I say going faster, but I'm doing a lot of talking. Just draw it. Just do it. Just do it. Just draw. That's what I'm gonna actually. That would actually be pretty cool. See, I made this toe bigger. Have or the ramblings. Have instead of just do it, change that logo to just draw. Just draw it. Ooh, that's actually maybe a little better. Just draw. Don't worry about anything. Just draw. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be. What's important is that you're doing it. You change your identity. You change, hey, I'm a drawer. I'm a sketcher. Once you and it doesn't have to be perfect, and you understand that. That's what a sketcher is, a drawer. It doesn't always have to be perfect. Feet. But you aim for that, right? You strive for that to improve. Even baseball players, they don't make 100% of the shots. They're out there playing. Right. Actually, it's like a third. It's the 3 point something or 0.333 something is actually really good. I don't know what it is. I'm not a sports fan.
But then they say that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Exactly.
I hear you say that. I
You
probably
heard me.
heard that from you.
Yeah, I do. I have said that, but I didn't come up with that. But that's so true. Because people are worried so much, but yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So yeah, it's just draw and draw and draw. It's not gonna hit. You're not gonna hit it, but you definitely won't hit it if you don't draw it. Yeah, 100% of the time. There we go. That was pretty quick. Let's see, it's all there. Just getting it in now. Oh, if I had a brush or a marker. All right, this inside part of the tail has two little triangles, two little razor edges right about there, and then it curves. Let's see, if you're not sure, and just do it lightly, and then go in there dark. Right, so right in there, and just do it like you know what you're doing. There it is, spot on. Oh, look at that. I like it. I like it. Dang. I was worried about it too. I was worried about it, especially I lost a little of my confidence when I did this one. So like, okay, let's get some grids on there because this is not easy. No. But look at those squares really helped out. Those squares really helped out. Dang, we see took on the beast, took on the monster. The bigger the monster, the better your hero. The hero is, I guess, the hero. Hero. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Woo. We got 10 minutes to do one more drawing. Let's see what's next. What's next here? Do we have to? Laurie. Sorry, Laurie. All right. Oh man, this is the diamonds. The diamonds. Oh, here we go. A little circle here. I'm gonna trace it out. Bam. There's our circle. And then we've got a straight edge. Where's my straight edge? Straight edge. Here it is. My straight edge back here. Bam. We've got a lot of symmetry, a lot of stuff going on. I see a square in the middle. And then all kinds of other stuff. Another square on top of that square. Yeah, see, this is where we're getting some mathematical stuff. We're doing the diamond. I think, oh yeah, you can see the diamond on my screen here. Yeah, that's, I don't know. How do we break that into smaller pieces? Yeah, there's definitely a mathematical thing, and maybe even using a compass. But what I like about it is the, is the different values. This would be a nice little painting project. Even printing this out.
That's really what I liked about it, as an exercise to show the light reflecting off the facets.
Yeah, yeah, and getting the values.
Mhm.
Getting the values that, because there's all different kinds of different blues in there. There's different blues and different shades of blue. It's monochromatic, but it's you can see the top left is in the greenish blues, and then the bottom is a little more on the ultramarine or purplish side of the blues. But they're mostly actually on the all these are mostly on the green side of the blue, kind of like a phthalo blue, phthalocyanine. All right, a really interesting drawing pattern. The other one's probably easier, that triangle. If we were to do that triangle, yeah, wow. And feeling stressed with the 10 minutes that we got, the two, yeah, we just don't have enough time. And I do want to call it a short night tonight. Yeah. But yeah, here you would have the triangle and try to get the angles. And definitely find the center. And the center going straight up. That's what I would do here. Find the center straight up. And then I would take a measurement of that to get it symmetrical. Say I go here straight up, and then I'll take a measurement of that part right here, which is about 1.5 inches, and then bring that over 1.5 inches right there. And then there we go. That's symmetrical. Now, if we need to go wider, then we can actually go wider on both sides. Just bring those points out, which I think we might have to if we were doing that. Yeah, losing time and batteries. Yeah, see, I can bring this out. That could be that one. Ooh, no, it actually, oh, that's a different angle. Actually goes in and then, yeah, I would have to bring this out. Or bring this down. That's another one. My batteries. Yeah, no, this is a lot more, a little more complex than I'm feeling it right now. And to explain it, that's the thing. Yeah, at this point, yeah, because we can do it. I can try to do it. I'm just gonna pull a Hail Mary, I guess what it's called. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Let's see what happens. All right, why don't I pick a number here? 3 to no. I'm gonna just eyeball it. Eyeball it right there. 1. Yeah, no, because it's gonna be hard to describe. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm not gonna do it justice. I'm really not right now. Let's end at the end of the day here. Yeah, because it does come in. It comes in more than that. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some measurements and compasses and all that stuff. There's a lot of mathematical stuff going on here. I'm wondering if, yeah, because we can kind of fake it. Well, if I were to fake it, I know this would go closer in. So I would sketch it in. This is what I would do it. Sketch that square in. Yeah, we'll just sketch it. And if, yeah, that's a good way. That's a good approach. I'm trying to figure out the approach to take. So we got that square there. And then we got another square on top of that, right in there. Right in there. So it's really like 2 overlapping squares. That's what I see. There's so many lines. It can get confusing. And this square even has at a slight angle as well. But it looks like there's 2 squares in there. And then you have all these triangles that are created from the crossing of those 2 squares. That is a good way of doing it. Yeah, we're just sketching it. Then I can go back in there and really go with my straight edge and fix that up. But yeah, it's kind of like two squares there. And then, oh, there it is. And then each point goes to a point. So like these two top squares go to a point right in there. Bam. There we go. Now I'm feeling it. Each of these 2 points go to a point in the center. If I try to find that center, bring it out. So it's kind of like, there it is. There we go. I'm just doing it really quick, probably not that accurate. Try to find that center. Go out. All right. Diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Diamonds are forever, and so are the payments. That's my laugh track. Oh my gosh, that whole, I don't know if Alan, if you caught it, thank you for trying, but I did catch it today. So I did get out early from where I was. And oh, where's my sketch? I did do some drawings. We're not sharing anymore. Yeah, we'll stop after this and we'll share a little bit, I think.
So do you find that Tony Robbins helpful?
Yeah, he is, but then today he really got into his commercial stuff, trying to sell his other stuff. It's good as far as, because having the right frame of mind, and he did mention Carol Dweck's work. He did mention so yeah, it is helpful as far as certain things, and I kind of see it in a different perspective now. But he is a little bit on the commercial side, a little bit, trying to sell his programs and stuff, but it is science backed. Actually, I've been seeing the science, and I've been studying the science behind, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And it really is the power of belief and believing it, and trying it and knowing that mistakes are part of the process, part of the journey, and taking it on, and sometimes, not winning. I really liked what he said about the role you have, right? And listening to that. He mentioned something about being a hero, right? And taking on challenges. And he also said, and what would the hero say, right? The warrior, actually, he said the warrior, and he was specific with it. Oh, my notes. They're in my car. Oh, no, here they are. Here they are. I did find them. Oh, and my drawing for today. Let's see. I'll show you the drawing I did today. Where I was in court. Oh yeah, I was looking at some of the old sketches. 2 years of drawings here. I was going through some of the drawings that we've done in the past. That's actually some of the stuff. It's good to kind of reflect on the work and look at it and see, like, oh, I remember drawing that. I remember drawing, all this. I wish the videos were there. That's upside down. All the stuff with drawing eyes, just drawing stuff. Sketchbook. Look at that one. That one was a good one. And then we wrote eyes, and we started drawing eyes the next time. Actually, where's my eyes? I just started drawing eyes and shapes and feel. Oh, this is at Google.
Connect to the Wi-Fi network.
Oh, stop it.
You must check the connection
The
settings in
eyes.
Google Home app.
The shapes. All right, let me see. What did he say? Oh, yeah, he was talking about those are my notes. Oh, look at that rooster. Oh, the journey here. This is a good one to know. The journey, artist journey, the hero's journey. Da, 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 da. Starting off with line, and then going into angles, proportions, form, space, value, color, texture. But it's up in here. But look at, still starting off with an intention, your why, your purpose. Why are you doing this stuff? For the fun of it. That's fine. We have line, which is the first element. We have angles and ratios and proportions. Wrap is right in there, wrapping around. But we got line, shape, and form. And then space, texture, value, color, all this stuff down here is just the icing on the cake. But it's really up here, this part, when you're learning to draw, that's the important part, and understanding the stuff. And then everything else will make your drawing look nice and pretty, because we can add, see, color. There's already texture and stuff on that. Anyways, he was talking about the magician, or the wizard, and how calm that person is. He's calm, and he makes things happen, right? And then you have the majesty, majestic part, and they know what to do, and they know that you sometimes lose the battle, but you'll win the war, right? And it's tapping into each of those roles, because we get stuck in our roles of who you are. If you're an artist, or if you think you're okay, I'm a sketcher, you start off with that, I'm a sketcher, which is a type of artist, and then you go to different ones. All right, look at that's pretty good. And then we got the outside lines here. So it looked really complex, but we start off with 2 squares, and that's pretty close. Now there's different values. If we were to shade this, there's different values. It's not totally accurate, but this is not too bad. This looks actually pretty good. Trying to shade the values so you can see where the darkest darks are. I would say probably this one's really dark in here. And try to shade the different values. Probably should use different right in there. And that would be really cool. Try to shade each one of these a slightly different value. And that's light, dark. And this one, that one in there. And this one in here. There's patterns of light and dark. And then dark again. Not as dark. Look at that. Oh, look at it. It's just coming together. That's pretty neat. Yeah, the different values. This is a little lighter, not as dark. And then actually that edge is dark, that line. That kills the illusion because it's making it an outline. What's happening here is actually it is let's zoom in. It is a these are edges, but when you draw the line, you kill the edges. You kill the edges. It should be one shade against another shade, and you don't see lines. If you look at that top drawing, you don't see any lines, you just see edges. Edges, and it gets lighter as it comes up here, the shades. So I did all my lines kind of dark. If I were to go back in there and erase them, erase. But yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna go with it and just shade everything kind of lightly. Shade my darks, and this one should be dark. The different values. This is a good value exercise. Trying to get the different values. Oh, painting exercise. This would be awesome. Get the different shades, get the different, even if you just start off with the blues, but some of these blues are a little more on the yellow side or the green side. Well, yellow side, the warm side. Warm. This blue is a cool color. All colors are either cool or warm. And even though these are blues, there it's all blue. Even these blues, some are warmer or cooler. Blues, you kind of look at it and see, oh, is it warmer or is it cooler? Is it warmer or is it cooler? I'm going to just shade it. Try to shade different values and have contrast. You have a light against a dark against a light, or a different value next to each other. Because if you have white against white, you have a polar bear in snow and you can't see it. Right, so there has to be contrast. Not too bad. That's not too shabby. We got that. We got your diamond pearl.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Look at that. Not too
I
shabby.
wanted to see how you'd break it down, and I'm looking at the other diamond, and I'm seeing how to break it down.
Awesome.
You
Awesome.
know, like it has that line across the top, like there's that extra little piece, right?
Yeah, right.
And then you have like the tusks coming down, kind of like, or the
Uh-huh.
roots of a
Right.
tooth.
Right. And they're just triangles.
Yeah,
There's 4 triangles at the top. 2 of them. Yeah, look at here. This is our center right in here. This is our center here. So we already have our center from our axis line. So you just go up, try to get this angle up there and this angle here, right? And then it goes into a point right in there, point. So there's that triangle. And then you've got, yeah, this comes down there and this comes down here. Just those 2 triangles there. Then you've got 2 more. Actually, ooh, probably have to go up a little bit. There we go. There we go. And then these line up too. These should line up right in there. Right in there. And then this comes down. This comes down right in there. There we go. We have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
seven triangles.
And then this triangle here, and this cuts in a little bit. This triangle there, and this one cuts in a little bit, but you can't see it as much, not enough contrast. There it is. And there's other little splits. There's tiny little splits here and there, but these are the big shapes. And that's how I draw, from big shapes to small shapes. Yeah, you do have the two kind of like tusks, he said. There's two tusks. If you see these tusks here, these are the bigger tusks. Those two tusks. And it's symmetrical, so try to get it to be the same on both sides. Like that. And then we've got that from this point, see, to that point, and we can try to see it to how it lines up. And although my triangle here, this comes out a little too far. As far as the ratio, it should be not as long, but that's okay. You get the point. You get the point. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the point. And then from there, you can see I can break this down. There's one more little triangle in here that cuts into a little bit more. And here on this side, cuts in and then down. And all these are straight edges. All these are straight edges. All right. All right. All right. We're past our prime here. Past our prime. It's past 9:30. Let's see. Whew, how many people got here still hanging out? 9 of you. All right. Awesome. Or 8. Pearl, Damaris, Ellen, Jacqueline, Justin, Diana, ML. Oh, and there's 2 of me. So, that's not right. So there's 2 of me. So only 7. That's good. All right. 7. I would say, hey, as long as there's at least one person, we'll hang out. As long that I know we definitely. There's the pears. There's the flower. Oh, and then there's that. Oh, Roy Lichtenstein. And then there's these blocks. We're gonna just have to call it a night. Oh, and yeah, next month. Actually, we'll see you next month. We're definitely, I don't know if this is definitely, there's a lot of detail and stuff going on in here. A lot of stuff going on. Break it down and simplify, Ellen says. Break it down, simplify it. Yeah. So I mean I can show you how to do that. Simplify. We can simplify. But basically that's when you're simplifying, you're just seeing the big shapes. Like you're simplifying this. You can see the heart. It's just 2 circles, and then there's all kinds of other stuff. I mean, you can keep going on the detail. All these other circles in here, that's more detail, but seeing the big shapes, the heart, and then another heart inside the heart. And then just, this just gets really complex, really fast. All these details and stuff. But definitely, oh, are you seeing it? I don't know. Oh yeah, you are seeing it in my second camera. And then, oh, this is a lot of really small detail, optical art, optical illusions. Then more tangled patterns. Yeah, and then there's landscape that's interesting.
That's the White Cliffs of Dover.
Ah.
Yeah, yes, since you didn't do your travels, or I will start with, thought I'd post some world pictures.
Thank you.
You can pretend you're there teaching us.
All right. Will do. All right. Let's finish strong. Thank you for joining us. Any questions in the chat? Any comments, complaints? Actually, I'll listen to feedback. I mean, say, hey, let's do it this way, let's do it that way. That's how we improve. And that was another thing I was thinking of doing. I don't know if I can get to Facebook. Let's see. Let's close all this stuff out. Yeah, this is actually really good. I'm part of this one remove spotlight. There we go. Remove spotlight. I'm part of this organization. No, I got these groups, and it's good to I don't have it set up, so I should probably have it set up first. Let's go to Facebook. I think FB. Facebook Meta. Log in. I know somebody said they don't have Facebook. It's fine. Let's see if it logs into my account. Yeah, Diz does. All right, here we go. Get out of there. Oh, look, there's pearls. Ah, oh, that's cool. I like the way it looks together. That's awesome. And there's your plane. That's cool. Great. Did you know? Okay, but I'm part of these other organizations. Look at that one, art and pencil SketchUp group. Look at that. So that's
my
pencil right there. And now this one's a really interesting group. If we go to it, yeah, there we go. People post pictures all the time on like, hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? You know, this work was hardcore. See, look at that. That's pretty.
Is that Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah, that's Anthony Hopkins. And then some of them, you know, it's like, give me feedback, you know, and they're really, I'm like, wow, we got to help them out. Oops.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. That's,
Because it's not totally photorealistic, but I mean, you know, it's almost, but at least I don't like the photorealism that much.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't-
they understand form. They understand the anatomy. They really
Yeah,
capture
that's-
the anatomy and yeah, and stylizing it. I love this one. This is awesome. What I say, I'm weak. My mother tried drawing me as sitting on the chair. She's getting better. Yeah, but there's
I have Alzheimer's.
Look at that one. And then they say, just need
No, I'm
someone.
serious. We had an artist that came to the studio that had dementia, and her drawings looked like that. You know, she might have had a different drawings skill before.
Yeah.
But with the dementia, whatever.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that stuff where they do that, where they have, yeah, and it affects their drawing. Look at that. That's amazing.
So I mean, what do you think about that style?
The realism?
Yeah,
I mean, you can take a photograph if you really needed to.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it shows a level of skill, but you know, it is a little stale.
I mean, partly I'm jealous because I can never do that. So I have to admit, you know, like I envy them. Jealous is the wrong word. I envy their ability, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks like the thing that we did.
Yeah. It's perspective. Yeah, it does.
Remember we did, well, it's not the same one, but we did something like this. See, I
Yeah.
don't, this isn't even good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
No, this is not good.
That's fine.
Unless you did it. If you did it, it's great.
No, I didn't do it. No, but let me see. Oh, look at the HBs, 8B, 7B, the different B pencils,
I
6,
have
8.
a whole box of the 8B, of the 6B,
Uh-huh.
because you know why? Because you know how graphite is shiny?
Uh-huh.
When when you put down a lot of graphite, it gets shiny, right? And that kind of detracts from your drawing because you don't want it to be reflected. And I thought that the 6B wouldn't be reflective, but it is anyway.
If you press really hard on it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, let's see, where's,
That's what I don't like about graphite, that it has that sheen that.
yeah, it does. Yeah, look at like here on this one. Oh,
That I love. Yeah, you did that, right?
I did that, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get to see I didn't stay to the end.
But
So
yeah,
did you do that like at the end of the class? Is that what you had?
yeah, this is the
Did
last
that
one.
afterwards. You did it.
Yeah, no, yeah, we did that one first, then yeah, we did this one afterwards. But you can see the sheen right here in the hair,
Just a lot.
the reflection right there.
Oh, I couldn't have them stick it out.
Oh, it's all good.
Uh,
Yeah, I know it's late where you're at. Even now, it's like,
But I was pretty happy with the one that I did.
yeah, that's great. Yeah. Well, anyways, this group actually, gosh, they post
Oh,
stuff.
that's nice. Oh, I like that. That's spooky.
Yeah,
It's eyes.
look at that.
Can anybody join that group?
Yeah. Yeah, I can, let me see. I don't know. Sometimes I can invite, look at invite.
Oh gosh,
Look at
that's a
that.
pen.
That's pen. Yeah, blue big pen.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let me, I'll invite you. There's Charlie. Let me see. Your friends will require admin or operator approval. Yeah, they approve you. Oh, here we go. Well, it's not coming up. Oh, there you go. All right, gotcha.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And there's a bunch of other ones that I have too that and that's the thing, you want to immerse yourself and see what other people are doing, and then, oh, that's really cool, I want to try that and try it out, and you know, just give it a go. Oh, look at this, a lot of the white and black that we've talked about. This is good to study values. Doing white on black. Actually, it's less shading. This looks like it's a lot of work, but it's actually not that much because you're just really doing the white. You're just really just doing the white stuff. Yeah. All right. I guess there's some that I see, and they want feedback on it. You can see they use squares, like there were squares in the background on this one, I think, or it looked like it. I see lines up here. Yeah, I can see the squares. They're using a grid. You see, I can see the grid. Yeah, I see, look at, they've got squares in here. They've used a grid to do
No,
this.
that's the Loomis head.
It's illuminated.